had my bad days, but it doesn't mean I lost my style. Darling, where were you when my heart was on the ground? I thought time would prove that you would stick around. I guess time stands still, a king without his crown. Now I'm breaking and you're faking, girl. You never made a sound. I'm tired of the pain. Go away. I'm coming yesterday.
PSG LGD's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. PSG LGD's turn to ban. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. PSG LGD's turn to pick. Dire team pick.
Clinks.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick. PSG.
Tiny. Behold the horn of Magnus.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. PSG LGD.
Winter Wyvern.
Game 1, Team Spirit versus PSG LGD, coming your way here at ESL One Fall Bootcamp Edition, powered by Intel. And I know that there were a lot of people hoping to see some blue space cow, but sorry to disappoint. It was first phase banned, Effie.
It was. I think they did a little bit of research and realized that Zhao 8 has a 2-hero puddle.
Yes.
And they took it out.
They banned both. Just to make sure.
They gave it a good old erase.
Yeah.
He has played one game of Podge, though, in his pubs. No, but yeah, jokes aside.
Snap.
What? He's going to play Podge?
No.
Oh, I know it's not. But anyway, I like the fact that they banned the Podge and the Pangolier. Of course, we first see him play stand-in, plays Pangolier, very disruptive. That gets banned now every game. Spirit Breaker is like kind of their recipe, you know, how do we replicate a Pangolier? And now that Spirit Breaker's banned, we have to think about what heroes has Xiao played so far. It's been like Park, Eshrak, Bat Rider. These heroes have had like shaky performances. But, you know, I'm excited to see PSG 100% coming into this game. Will have thought about what happens if both are banned. Like, what is our, you know, our plan C
For sure. They definitely have a plan there. And I think the first pick Clinks said a lot of what they wanted this game. But I want to talk about Team Spirit's opener really quickly. Because most teams that have gone up against Spirit have first phase banned the Magnus. Because this hero is so valuable and played so well by Spirit, particularly Collapse. His Magnus is insane. And they've paired Magnus up with Tiny, I think, twice this tournament.
Yeah.
They've laid these heroes together, and the kill potential is ridiculous. The Tiny tosses back to the Magnus, who then skewers back into the tower. So it's a Spirit specialty. And I'm quite surprised that PSG let it through. But it probably means that they're just not that afraid of it. They think that, no, it's fine, we'll maneuver around it. But let's hope it's not a mistake, because this has been Spirit's
And they've done it on multiple lanes as well, right? Because they've done it on the safe lane, they've done it on the off lane with different people playing the heroes. Yatoro played it as well. I mean, this is going to be exciting to see where they're going to place it. And I would imagine PSG LGD is aware that this is coming. They've seen this. They've seen that this is strong, and surely they will have something against it. But how do you deal with something like that in lane? Like, what's the solution?
You just have to be very particular about your positioning, but that's easier said than done, to be honest, given the two displacement abilities. I think you just have to pick some kind of high mobility support that isn't really in imminent danger if a Tiny walks up to them, right? But at the same time, this does not have to be a support Tiny. This could be a Toronto-Tokyo Tiny. We've seen it played by Mimposhka, by Toronto-Tokyo, and by
10 seconds.
No, we haven't seen a collapse Tiny. I don't think we have.
We have not. This tournament, we have not seen a collapse Tiny yet.
So we've seen it played by Mira, Mimposhka.
That's it. We know Toronto-Tokyo can play it, but he has not played it this tournament.
The main thing here is just simply having just respect where your lane is, because of course Spirit's played it in safe lane and off lane, but like the reason why the combo is strong is because like you have a third hero in the lane, and that's your tower basically. When you toss into a skewer, you get them on the tower, that's where the kill threat comes. So if let's say it's a safe lane, you need to make sure that they don't have the small camp available, you're able to get your hard camp dewarded, and you can make your pulls. Because if the lane's pushed up, you don't really care too much about the combo, because again, they can't toss skewer you into the tower if it's not there. As our thing wasn't ready.
Let's move on kind of fast, because we still haven't talked about the Clinks Wyvern opener. Ame kind of brought Clinks into the spotlight this tournament. He first played it, I believe, against Alliance, beat them with it, and then they started to play it, right? And he brought Clinks to the general public's attention of, is this hero actually kind of busted? Because he can farm Ancients very quickly, scales well in early, mid, and late game, and seems to be a bit of a replacement Luna in a lot of ways. The Winter Wyvern, really good hero, good against Magnus, has good counter initiate, can curse Magnus before he skewers back after the RP, and can also save an RP target if necessary.
Team Spirit, they go for this Morphling as an idea of, as Clinks farms backwards, Morphling also isn't under that pressure, so he can always at least mirror the early point of the game. When Clinks goes to Ancients, of course, Morphling will be at a disadvantage, but it's the idea that he's elusive enough to get out of the barrage. He's not going to die to the Clinks unless he's comboed up, but PSG doesn't really have the stuns. The really nice thing here with PSG's lineup is, where's the Xiao 8 hero, right?
Well, we already have that? Because we got Sven and Clinks.
No, exactly. That's the point, right? We see Clinks, which is always on Arme. So now we're opening up the idea, is it a Sven off lane? Is it an Omni off lane? Are we just going to see a random new melee stunny boy mid for Xiao 8? A nice lot of questions here.
We'll see. So just real quick, Omni Sven has been probably one of the most popular hero combinations of this tournament, and we see it here. We still don't know where this Sven is going or where this Clinks is going, but most likely it will be a position on Clinks. If not, there is a potential of an offlane Sven, actually, because we have seen this before, like many batches ago, and it did have its merits at some point. I just don't know if that's what they're going to do. It really could just also be a mid Sven, who knows. Yeah. But this combo does well. Not really much to say. It's all kind of obvious on paper here, whereas Team Spirits is a little bit more about pickoffs and maneuverability. Hoodwink got nerfed, but does insane burst damage through Cold Embrace, so that's a nice plus.
Yeah, I think the main thing for Spirit is why they're confident with allowing Clinks to go first is, you see from PSG's lineup, it's like Clinks will be propped up to go forward. And when you have heroes like Tiny, Hoodwink, Magnus, like they're going to play their standard game they played on day one, which was the Mag brings them back instantly into the Avatos, the Hoodwink. Like they're going to be exploding this one hero. So positioning on PSG, this Omni Knight, this Wyvern, they need to be like in really good spots where if Clinks is, carried away, they're able to get the supporting spells in, because Spirit's lineup, it looks clean.
It does look clean, and it's very comfortable as well for all of their heroes. And I think they have played these exact heroes. They've played it with the Morphling, Hoodwink, Magnus, and Tiny. So this is something we've seen them play to success.
10 seconds remaining.
I just wonder what PSG is doing right now, honestly. Because there's flexibility between the two cores that are showing. We just have no idea how they're going to lean it.
And then I'll banning out, obviously, Puck, maybe an, be it some Void Spirit, maybe even like a Storm Spirit as well, could be a good ban, just because when you have Omni, Wyvern, and Sven, it's like they've got like the massive stun, Sven, Stormhammer's the other stun, but like they don't really have this easy way to pick and choose every single fight. And Toronto Tokyo, he's going to have a field day. And the Morphling as well, like, wants to get to the farm, it's going to be great. I guess the thing we haven't mentioned yet is Clinks. His itemization is very anti-Morphling. He goes Maelstrom, then he goes straight for that Skadi. So that hill mitigation, if they do play a quicker game and can turn up that pace, Morphling probably at that same time will have maybe Manta part way to an E-Blade, or even Manta part way to some Butterfly as a BKB. Like, there is going to be a nice window of the carry v carry matchup that Clink should be able to punch through. And that's why we need to see a high active hero for Spirit. And they have last pick, so the chips are in their side.
It's most likely going to be a Void Spirit here. If it's not a Void Spirit, I imagine them going for something like a Leshrac, even just for the damage through Cold Embrace, because they do have 2 initiators in Tiny and Magnus, so they don't particularly need another jump. But they can definitely go for that.
Please be Centaur mid, please. If you can't you can't roll, you can't charge, you can stampede. All 3 heroes have their innate way of going in.
Or you can go invisible if you're Clinks.
Remaining.
Sure, we're talking about Zhao Wei here.
Yes, exactly. You can play Clinks. Mid.
Oh, I think Arme is just on it. Like,
okay,
it's too important.
So hear me out, right?
Go on.
Whoever gets skewered back, boom, you press Stampede and you run away.
Yeah, Viant Ags as well. They're not,
Simple.
yeah.
But what about before he's level 6?
Perhaps that's the idea here later on, because the way Collapse plays Magnus in specific is he doesn't play around the RP, he just plays for the skewer backs, right? So that could be a way to like just put everything in protecting Clinks. It's just their lineup. Okay, so they have 3 incredibly durable heroes in Centaur, Savannah, and Omni Knight, and they have the backline in Clinks. So on paper, he is protected.
This is very protected, yeah.
It just feels like Sven and Centaur are too much of the same thing, especially because we don't know where they're going. So there's a little bit of one-dimensional.
It really depends on what the mid lane is, right? Like some Void Spirit or some Ember Spirit for Team Spirit. Centaur, if it is mid, he's going to farm pretty fine. Like, that's going to be nice for them. And I think the main question that we're asking is how Sven plus Wyvern go for the Void Spirit as expected.
Sven, yeah.
Toronto Tokyo loves these heroes. And it is going to be...
Yes.
Oh, it's just going to be... Oh,
You're
wow.
right. I'm right.
Pivoting back to the Clinks. Sure.
No surprise for...
Okay, hang on. The director is playing Clink.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
I like this more. I was thinking that it's going to be a Clinks mid, but because we've seen some unusual heroes, we were like, really? But this definitely makes more sense, because you do want to assign the farm priority on your Sven, especially when he has a an Omni Knight behind him, because his power just goes up significantly with a Heavenly Grace, with the strength bonus, obviously, right? And the status resist.
The key thing is looking at the pub Zhao it's played. He plays the Clinks in a different way. He's not going for Skadi. He's going for just Maelstrom, Dragonlance into the Gleipnir and being a little bit more utility, playing on shards, spawning skeletons, being annoying. So we are going to see a more active style of Clinks, not looking to farm as much because of course Sven needs that. But he's going to get a couple cheap, couple items, one more expensive active item, and then join his team. So I don't mind it. It's we get to see a Centaur, new hero.
I definitely like it more knowing that Clinks is mid, so it doesn't feel like Sven and Centaur are redundant anymore, because we know that Sven's going to be farming and not playing utility, right? So I think it could work. I haven't seen Jawed play this before, so I'm a little bit on the quicker, but I believe...
Well, the question mark is going to be answered, because we have got ourselves game 1 ready, and our commentators are ready for that as well. This time it's Capitalist and Cinderin.
That is right, everybody. Welcome to this game between Spirit and LGD. Sind here with... That's right. It's the real Cap. No Cap.
Your
Hey, Cap.
anger is useless here. Living thing.
Prepare
You're
for
very
battle.
welcome.
Another stain.
That's right. It's the real Cap. No Cap. Hey, Cap.
Your anger is useless here. Living thing.
Prepare for
You're very
battle.
welcome.
Another stain on the battlefield.
And then I thought about it for 50 minutes and came up with the best joke of my life. I'm not, so we're good.
Look out for fallen rocks.
Thirty seconds to battle.
Or he used his one win in a pub, and now it's back to the losing streak again. I'm sure a lot of people at home can relate to this. You get a really big losing streak, you finally get that win, and you're like, here comes my winning streak. Nope, you just lost again. But yeah, I mean, it's honestly really interesting to see what LGD brings to the table. Not really much surprise coming out of Team Spirit. I guess the hoodwink could be a little bit of a curveball, but if one team here were to play, it's probably them on Miposhka. He loves it as 5. But what I'm thinking for LGD is who gets to play the triangle, right? Xiao8 has queued up the Maelstrom in his build. If he wants to go and farm the Ancient stacks, what's Sven gonna do? These two heroes kind of want access to the same area, so you gotta kind of pick who gets the luxury, right?
This one was not for you. Rolling out. A rolling stone. Rock on.
Yeah, I think maybe letting him have just a little bit and then giving Sven the rest. Sometimes you have to make this trade-off, right? Where you acknowledge, oh, here's a bit of a skewer. And a toss. He was out of tower range, though, during the toss.
Blessings!
Is he gonna keep going forever here? I mean, he's not gonna kill him unless... Wait, why did Y turn around? Oh, he has no more mana for toss. No, he's gonna live. He's actually fine.
Healing and harm!
It's a very awkward situation. I feel like you're probably kind of happy with this if you're Amir, right? Yeah, you're playing 1v1 in lane against Mag, but you have more than enough damage on the Sven with the Quelling Blade to just free farm against this Magnus. And with no Tiny there to threaten you, you're just going to take most of these creeps and just push the Mag into his tower. So trading that off, sometimes you need to make this decision when you're a 5 or a 4 in this kind of position where it's like, okay, if I shove the other guy out for an eternity, who does that even benefit? It might feel good when you're the Tiny, you're like, ha, I almost killed this guy in a force and way, but you genuinely gained nothing, right? You used all your mana, like a minute and a half almost, running at this guy, and hey, what do you have to show for it? And also, who needs the levels more?
Rolling out. No gold for you.
And you could argue that Tiny needs the levels more than Omni Knight, right? Yeah, Heavenly Grace points are really good, and the Guardian Angel obviously is as well, but Tiny, in order to do his high damage combo, really needs to get to that level 8, level 9 mark, whereas Omni Knight reaches almost peak performance at level 6. Arguably even at level like 3 or 4, depending on what they want to use him for, right? If Am is spending most of his time in the jungle, all Innocence or Y needs to do in this game is to break smokes and just make their lives annoying, whereas Tiny has a lot more of an onus placed on him to make the moves for his team.
Rock on! A rolling stone.
And you look at like the development of this game, right? We're 4 minutes in. There's no kills. LGD are just getting what they want with both Klinks and Sven faring this well. You would imagine that if Team Spirit do not feel strong enough to come and contest the triangle, there's inevitably going to be major stacks that LGD get. And again, I'm going to come back to this Tiny as well as the Void Spirit just really needing to do stuff in the game. But Void Spirit is falling behind by a lot. Like, we're talking half a level at this point against Xiao8. 600 net worth ahead against him at this point. he's just gonna keep rolling. I don't really see Void Spirit making any move in this lane until level 6. And if Xiaowei gets 6 before Tiny ganks, I wonder if they can even kill. Well, they got the combo that time, so that's nice.
Don't mind if you do.
Rolling out.
So I know you play a lot of offlane. I don't know how much you've been playing the patch so far, but I'm wondering, like, this is the first, I want to say the first Centaur pick of the entire tournament. If not, it's only been picked like once before. What benefits do you see to this? They were talking about Skewer, or yeah, it's a counter to Skewer to have Stampede. Are you seeing any other major benefit here? As he's actually dead, by the way. So good combo. Right.
I'm not opposed to taking the occasional bounty.
Right.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Look out for fallen rocks.
Right, okay. Yeah, we're going to see. He obviously opted to go for the Vanguard first, which is very, very standard for the Centaur, so it's going to be very tanky in lane. Morphling with the Adaptive Strike nerfs will struggle even more to bully him out, and at this point it's kind of too late anyway. So you imagine Faith Beyond, do you think you buy Blink Dagger next, or do you go Boots into Hood, so you're just super tanky? Look at the Dire lineup. It's like, I want to say it's like 75% magic damage almost. Hood should be really good.
A rolling stone.
Mm-hmm. Seeing Miposhka invading the triangle here, trying to get intel, will successfully escape, but LGD are aware that this ward was placed, so they're going to get rid of that immediately to protect this area.
Radiant structures are fortified.
And that's all Xiaowei came for. He's just going to go back to mid and push this out again. Probably going to Burning Barrage this wave. And Toronto, Tokyo. Honestly, I feel like playing melee against Clinks has always been annoying. This patch has got to be ramping it up, right? If you're not careful against this Burning Barrage, you can just die, or you can flat out get bullied away from the creep wave entirely, and then you have to farm in tower every time. Seems like an interesting way of using this first pick Clinks. Having the flexibility to put it mid when it has a good matchup is definitely going to help LGD if any teams are daring enough to give it to them. And Night pairing with Sven. They do have the option, of course, to also put the Heavenly Grace on the Clinks, giving him 38 strength. If we're going to see Xiaowei go for... You're very convinced in this... Oh, hang on, mid lane. He's going to be fine, though.
So cold.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
They were so prepared. They had Omni in the perfect position and Wyvern nearby. They knew exactly that was coming. Just a great map read from PSG LGD there. You sound very convinced.
Bounty.
I suppose that will make it look like a great read if you're just sitting there all the time until the gank comes, right? It's like, wow, he predicted it. He was just waiting there for like 3 minutes. Yeah, it is quite the heat map around mid, that is true. You sound very convinced that Xiaowei's going Gleipnir, so you've been watching some of his games, I'm assuming. What does he go afterwards?
Denied.
Okay. So no Scotty, which is what every Clinks has been going so far. Okay. Because part of the build that made Clinks look really scary was having the Scotty together with Burning Barrage, first of all, but also when Clinks was played together with Omni in some of the games we watched, he just had like 4.5k health. He got Scotty, a big creep to eat with Death Pact, and then 38 free strength from Omni Knight, and he almost seemed uncontestable. That was a Team Liquid against Alliance game where Qualifier was just a beast. So, could see if he considers that. Mm-hmm. Oh my god, this spell is so busted. Like, what in the world? Oh, I feel like I still get surprised. Like, I like blown away when I see it. He just cleared a 3-or quad stack of hard camp with one spell. It died from full HP. And now, this is really cute. So, this is something I think actually Kyle's Complexity took advantage of ages ago with Axe, where they would just go with Axe into the camp, cold embrace him, and he would spin. Here, Xingqiu is just acting as a buffer for Xiao 8, and it's a really nice symbiotic relationship where Xiao 8 doesn't take damage from the creeps because there's an embraced Wyvern there, and Wyvern needs the experience to get level 6, so they kind of just help each other out, bring both heroes into the game really nicely. I love to see stuff like that.
Top tower has fallen.
All wands will break.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
Yep. Yep. Not really.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
We're not really seeing Team Spirit take much initiative. They just, I guess they just feel like they have a hard time killing the heroes, right? What are your ganking options? A Death Pacted Clinks, a Centaur, or a Sven? And the supports are Wyvern Omni? Like, what are you gonna kill?
Middle tower has been
nice
denied.
Yep. Oh. Very close there. I mean, if he would have been stopped, it would have been a minor nuisance, right? But that's an impact play right there if he stops that TP. That would be one of the highest impact plays of Team Spirit so far in the game, because as it's going right now, they're just getting out-farmed everywhere. Like, no impact is happening right now. They're not finding kills. They're not taking towers aside from the bottom tier 1. Whereas for LGD, yeah, the mid tower got denied, but you're opening up the map. And that's something that a hero like Clinks really thrives on, because he starts getting new attack angles. And if he doesn't find ganks, so what? Just farm. Like, you're just totally out farming the enemy team, and you've got to be feeling it. You look at all your heroes having a great time. Centaur, is that a... No way he has Dagger now, right? Surely. Oh my god, he has Hood Vanguard Blink minute 13 on Faith Beyond.
None in troubled waters.
I sense distortions in the void.
And he made sure to curse him next to one creep, which is really crucial for that kill, because he needs the full curse duration. If that is without a creep nearby, the Morphling will get to waveform away because of the half duration nerf. But yeah, he has a full one there. And it's very safe to do, right? Because when the creep is in curse, it's not going to die to anything else. So, yeah, very nicely done identifying that play exists. And they even did it without the blink. The Centaur literally just TP'd in on top of the Morph. You're going to see it here. Gets greedy, starts hitting the tower, a lot of damage coming out. The range creep is there, keeping the curse full, chaining the stun into a double edge for the finish. So very nice.
A bounty which my matriarch will prize.
Yeah. And And what would be even worse is if LGD find a smoke move into the triangle of the enemy and start stealing stacks. That is not happening this time around. Toronto Tokyo will grab it. I guess this is like an okay-ish hero. You know, you have Astral Step for the damage, and you can get empowered and start hitting them, but not ideal. They're going to split it half and half with Yatoro pretty much on the morph, so he's got his Lincolns. I'm looking, like, this is kind of a really strange tactical game compared to a lot of the explosive games we've had so far. It just feels like LGD are so comfortable that they don't mind this is a 4-kill game minute 15. I think they know the game status right now because they know how farmed their heroes are, and it should be impossible for Spirit to match. A little bit of a horsey jump into Blink. Stampede.
Fear nothing.
Haste. Dire's top tower is under attack.
My family.
The tithe.
Dire's structures are fortified.
God's thanks be with you.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Fear not.
Radiant structures are fortified.
It really is not looking good, and it's not just the gold lead, it's like the inspiration, right? I'm looking at a team that, it's kind of weird to say this, they kind of feel broken, but they haven't played yet. So it's very uninspired as Mira is in trouble, and Mira is gonna die to curse.
I'll get over it.
I killed you with coldness.
All wands will break. Forward without fear, my friends. The armor, healing, and harm.
I can't kill them.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
What's interesting about this game in terms of drafting, if we think back on the pick order, right? LGD first picked the Clinks, and then they ended the first phase with Wyvern. And something I've been talking about this term is that I think Omni Knight has a win rate of about 50% still, but a lot of teams were rating it like absolute first pick. I think this is the way to pick Omni Knight. You don't overall first pick it. You get something really valuable for the meta, which, you know, Omni Knight obviously could be, but he's not really showing it with results. And then when you identify, okay, this is an amazing Omni game, then you grab it in that second phase, and you're just seeing LGD just carefully crafted an invincible lineup. That's what it feels like. They were like, okay, we see you guys' damage, we see what plays you have, we can remove them with this specific hero together with the Wyvern and just out-farm you. Like, it's 4 kills. They're 7k gold ahead. Like, they haven't killed Roche. It's just flat-out farm.
And
Yeah!
Yep.
Rolling out.
That was not wise.
It feels
Radiant's
there was
middle tower
nothingness.
is under attack.
That's exact. Is blunted.
Time.
And Team Spirit don't feel confident bottom that they can take this tier 2 tower with the Wyvern kill. There could still be reinforcements arriving, but actually it looks like LGD aren't interested, so they will let it go. They're going to go and trade it off for Roshan here. Clinks and Sven obviously pack quite the punch, so this shouldn't take too long, even though they have no minus armor in their lineup. They can still handle this relatively easily. And I imagine you put this Aegis on Clinks? Sven? Okay. Sven being a transformation hero doesn't always make for the best kind of carrier, but I guess the logic here is they want Amit to just run in, start a fight, and then he can have either a first or a second life as he chooses with that God Strength, and hits the towers too.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Right. So do you think it's the heroes themselves receiving changes, or is it the players having a better understanding of, first of all, using the Aegis better, so on average it has higher impact, and then also when they build their strategy, making sure that their heroes aren't fully dependent on having the transformation? Oh, curse.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Served up like
Twice
a
the
snack.
measure of power.
Dire's
Well,
middle
if there's
tower
anything
is
Team
under
Spirit
attack.
have done so far in this game, it is staying in the tree. So at some point, you've probably got to go out if you want to get kills. So my advice would be get out of the tree. But they've tried a little bit, and the plays have just backfired. And I think they're... Again, it seems a little bit uninspired, but honestly, it is also, you got to look at it from the perspective of this team. It is hard to find the moves. We can make it sound as easy as we want, but ganking this team is... It's no walk in the park. You need to coordinate it really well and bring the right heroes. And it's you pushed, right? You've got the Wyvern, the Centaur, the Clinks, and the Sven all pushing out lanes consistently in this game. So you always need to tend to that to even find opportunities to begin with. Mid lane.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Caught you in your stubbies, did we?
Sleep and heal.
Be
Agents of the
fearless.
void.
The tithe.
Yeah, what are you gonna do as Spirit now? You get the axe on the void. You get... He's queuing up Aether Lens on Mag. I don't... Oh, someone's dying.
Watery grave.
You can open him with Gleipnir. Yep.
Die hard. Your name shall be forgotten.
I kind of like it. It gives him, it solves Centaur's mana problems. It gives him move speed, and it's also a good combo breaker against Mag Skewer. I think maybe that might be what they're thinking. When we see the Mag, we have a guaranteed way, and it gives him a guaranteed setup against Void Spirit and a Morph without Lincolns if he times it perfectly. So all of Void Spirit's spells have slight cast times, and by having Yules, you can guarantee that on, or force a reaction at the very least when you're jumping on that guy. So maybe that's what he's thinking. Or maybe he's like, hey guys, we're owning them. I can buy whatever I want.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
It's not
Yes.
even my birthday.
Very similar.
I guess
Oh.
it could be. Oh, did that clip you?
Better hang on to my hat. No sorceries avail.
Look out
Thank
for
you.
fallen rocks.
I think that's a really good back call, actually, which it might look crazy. You know, they're really far ahead, and they probably are, but this is the one way they can lose the game, is to run into a choke point with Stampede and then get RP'd and Avatossed and comboed by the Void Spirit. So they're just not even... They're not even entertaining the idea of taking a risk because they don't need to. They can just play it stable, look for the safe and good fights. It's just good fight selection. They used the Stampede, didn't get what they wanted. Whatever, guys. Go back to farm, get our next move. Okay, this could be a big kill.
You're a
Shall we?
tree hugger.
My soul.
Another notch for the hood.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yep. Good combination of spells. Avatoss, they get the Bushwhack, and unfortunately the E-Blade does not get the kill there. It is actually the damage over time from Bushwhack, which got changed to deal a damage over time instead of instant damage, that ends up netting that kill. So they would have probably liked that gold a bit more on the Morph, as he has a lot of ground to cover. But at the very least, they take out the Director. Here comes Sven. Oh, goody boy.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Return, bring to Sedum, and your death will serve.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Xiaowei is stronger. He's actually backing off. He's probably assuming that someone is connecting to this play. If he knew where the enemy heroes were, I think he would just have turned around and hit him. Like, he's just stronger than the Void Spirit. And he can't get soloed anymore. 2.8k health with that Death Pact running, hitting for 300 per attack with Gleipnir as well. No way Void Spirit ever kills him there.
A lucky find.
Right. And now Xiaowei is queuing up an Aghanims. So once the Burning Army, he has got the Crystal is complete, so has the damage item he wants. Now it's time for, guess what? More damage. I like it in this kind of spot, and I think honestly just some players just underrate how strong it is. In any game where the fights take place in a contained space for even like 5 to 10 seconds, it's the reason it can be a bit deceiving is that the damage isn't necessarily very noticeable during the fight because you're like, you know, you focus firing someone or looking at something else, but the constant damage is just there. It's just, it's measurable. You look at it after the game and you're like, wow. Burning Army did that much damage, and you didn't really know when it happened, but it's just like people running around in the fight, constantly getting shot at. You don't really want to kill the skeletons because that's taking focus away from killing heroes. So it's just, it feels really bad. It's kind of like, I don't know what to compare it to. Like, if you think about Venomancer, where it's also, you fight into Venom, you like kill him, but he got Poison Nova off and Plague Wards, and you keep fighting, and then all of a sudden you're like, wow, we're all dying. That can be Burning Army sometimes.
Be fearless.
Oh, Toronto Tokyo could get found here. They're going south. It is Sentry Ward. They ganked that Sentry. Gank the hell out of that with 5 heroes. Get the outpost up. Oh. There was an insane double or triple stun there for Faith Beyond, but obviously did not have the vision that we did. If there was a ward there, that would have been big. Tries to find a stun here, it doesn't connect. And this is just the LGD show. I mean, we're talking about them so much, but I want Team Spirit to give us something to talk about apart from, hey, we're getting out farmed. Like, the moves are just not really happening. They didn't contest Roche. They got bottom tier 2 tower. It's the only objective they've really got in the game. They didn't get the mid tower at all. We're 28 minutes in. It's nice and healthy. And a couple of the moves they've made have just failed. So what do you do here? Do you poke your nose in with Void Spirit, try to force a response, and then you E-Blade combo, and then you get RP? I'm just trying to find like a recipe for attacking the Radiant team that's going to yield results. Now they just lost the second Roche. Do you think they have enough damage at some point? Like, you can get a skewer back. You can skewer back. Here are your choices. 4,000 health Centaur with Pipe, Sven with Satanic Aegis, or Clinks with Death Pact and 3,000 health. Who do you choose? Well, they found Centaur.
Guard us, fear not heresy.
He's not even dying. He's half HP.
Delight.
Well, ain't this cute?
Oh.
I beat the odds, lasting this long.
You'll never find my hoard.
You died nobly.
I usually like my trees to myself.
It is meat.
a compound fracture, technically.
Your life served
All
no
right.
purpose, but your death may still.
Rock bottom.
That was honestly nicely played from Team Spirit. They did a lot of things right there. They're just so far behind, right? And they had to use 2 buybacks to execute this, both Tiny and the Hoodwink buying back in this engagement. But there was some of the good stuff, right? They toss in the Omni Knight, who's the key kill to prevent that the enemy team can save as easily, and they kill the other support. So both supports dead. They feel like they have a chance to get a core. They do get the clinks. So that is how hard it feels, right? You need to kill the supports to open up to cores, and this is a good one here. There's the toss into Silence, Shockwave, and Acorn Shot. Doesn't come for free though. Like Mira still dies for that. And then the RP. Like they have to use everything to get 1 core in the end. It's not 2% in their favor. That's not how in their favor works. That would mean they had 51% chance of winning and the other team had 49, Cap. They have a grand total of 2% of winning. If it's 2% in their favor, that means the default outcome is you're sure they're going to lose. So you're saying they're overperforming here. Oh, they are outperforming expectations here, being stomped. Well, I do think a lot of people were expecting more from Spirit than this, of course, and it is only game 1. It is looking like a very dire, or well, Radiant game. It's looking very bad for the dire, but hopefully for them they can make some adjustments for game number 2, unless they do a miracle comeback here that showcases more of what Spirit can do. Because I always feel like it's a shame when you have teams like Spirit who have so much potential and have already proven on the international stage that they can do it at the major, if they just have a bad series and just bomb out. Like it's a disservice to how good they are. So I really don't want to see this just being absolutely run over. I want to see them fight. Oh my God.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Fear nothing.
They had a hard group. They really did.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Get a bit caught up here.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Oh, focus on the positive. They almost killed the Omni, but again, the supports also cover for each other. If you want to kill Omni, you also kind of need to account for the Wyvern at the same time. Omni Knight, at this point, sitting on 2k health. If he gets cold embraced, you need to deal 2,000 magic damage during that. And if you don't, Omni Knight obviously has responses. He has Glimmer Cape, he has the Heavenly Grace, and obviously, this is something that Omni Knight can always do. He just bypasses his 3rd skill. On support Omni, honestly, DGNR just isn't very useful. So just get stats. Make yourself a harder kill. Well.
That's exact.
Has Gaben watched enough Magnus games to conclude that based on that talent, you think? So notice what Faith Beyond does here. He pipes before Yuling so that the damage he took from Avalanche here, he's still able to blink. Wait, yeah, so he blinks between the instances of the Avalanche, right? That's very good finesse here from Faith Beyond.
Look out for...
Yep.
No sorcery.
Oh, it's high going time again. It's easily one lane. This might be two, even 3 lanes. Honestly, the Sven hits so damn hard. He hits for 400 without ulting. This is just Heavenly Grace and his base items. He's just gonna go to town. Double heart on Centaur. Why not? Give him a third one.
Dire's middle tower has fallen. Dire's middle barracks are under attack. Middle
4.
barracks has fallen.
Wherever you go, there I am.
Dire's top tower has fallen. Dire's middle barracks has fallen.
Oh
Dire's top barracks has fallen.
Oh, disgusting. Absolutely filthy. Yep. I mean, you can see Collapse laughing, right? They know. They've known for a while. So they're just, they're making a show out of it and having some fun with that skewer. I bet they're probably laughing like, hell yeah, we got him, guys. All it took was 10 seconds in the fountain with RP and he died. So, you know, it's, honestly, that is a good sign, right? If you're just getting schooled and run over, if you can at least laugh at it, that means you have a good mental state, right? It's a shame if they just get super frustrated and angry and don't recover. This makes me a little bit hopeful for game number 2. They can laugh it off, you know. All right, guys, we got owned, you know. Try again, do something different, and just acknowledge the fact that this was just a class difference in strategy, primarily. Nice skewer there, as you see Horn toss skewer, and then they pull him in, and then they RP him, and then he dies. So needed a little more armor there, Faith Beyond, or maybe an Aeon Disc instead of that second heart. It's overall as well. I think so. I keep PSG LGD in really high regard, and I think Team Spirit is the type of team that can get there with time, but I think right now LGD just has a lot of experience, and they have super strong players in every position. And yeah, everyone's talking about, yeah, but Xiao8 is their coach standing in. This guy's a legend, and he's really good at the game. So it's like, yeah, you're downgrading from nothing to say in a way to Xiao8, but Xiao8 is still a lot better than many of the players he's playing against in this tournament, even if he's playing an off-roll. He's just that good. So, you know, he's going to lose some lanes to the mid specialists, but he still has a very good game intelligence, and obviously brings the drafting to the table that he would anyway. So still a very strong asset to have. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. He's really good. And this whole storyline with Xiao8 stand-in, LGD are going to be easy to beat. I never bought it from the start, man. Like this, he's going to be a slight liability in specific scenarios if he gets shut down on hero pool or whatever. But, well, now they've shown they have 3 first picks for him, so you can't ban him in the first phase, right? If they are first pick, there's Clinks, Spirit Breaker, and Pango. So, pick your poison. That's true. Yeah, he has played other heroes in the tournament, but these are the ones that he would feel comfortable first picking. I don't know if they would first pick Lesh. All right, Faith Beyond took 500 damage. He gets tipped. Just a slight smile on him. I love that camera shot. You know, just got bursted by a morph. He's not like laughing. He's just like, funny. Oh, man. It must be funny to be immortal. Do you think humans would be immortal if they had 2 hearts? Oh, there's the toss. Full combo. Yes. He stampeded out.
The journey ahead.
Dire structures are fortified.
Got 2 birds in
Fear nothing.
Oh, there it is.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Your cause meets my effect.
Us all. All bonds will break.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Fear not heresy.
Oh my God.
An honorable day.
Guess what comes next?
Fear not heresy. For justice.
Who said you
PSG LGD Victory.
I like Team Spirit playing target practice there in the end. They're just like, all right, guys, let's try to practice our combos for next game. And they like, honestly, some pretty flashy and fun spell combos there, but that was...
rages around like an ocean in my head. I can almost feel you walking in the distance, but I know that it's not reality. If you are echoing around inside these parallel dimensions all alone, know the street lights lit this town like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in us. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna light it up tonight. We gonna
5 seconds remaining.
tonight. We gonna let it up just like
Radiant team back. Remaining. 5 seconds remaining. PSG LGD's turn to ban.
And they're here after a lost series, and they are looking to make it right. Game 1 was a very easy game for them, and hopefully Spirit will put up a better fight. Game 2, here with T, here with Effie. What's up, T?
I'm just excited to see when the draft appears. Will it be Clint, Spirit Breaker, Pangolier, maybe even a random wildcard Omni Knight ban?
Hear me out.
Or maybe we just don't show it yet.
Hear me out.
Okay.
PSG LGD are playing the long game.
Oh.
So yesterday, they made it look like the hero they wanted is Spirit Breaker.
Yes.
And teams are starting to ban it. But the hero they really want
is Clink. Yeah.
It's all part of Zhao 8's master plan.
Yes, the low bracket or teams that sees through that master plan and bans it out, therefore offering up a Pango which Spirit might even block pick. Because you know when we're joking about Zhao 8's hero pool, if you're first pick and there's 3 heroes you're scared of, logic dictates you ban 2, pick 1 potentially. Or Spirit will just pick a generic hero here and then offer up the Zhao 8 Pangolier. Because I think, you know, Toronto Tokyo is he's gonna be confident playing into this in regards to like a matchup scenario.
Sure. They might take the Pango themselves for sure. They might also skip up the Omni Knight.
Lion.
Okay, this is a Spirit specialty hero.
Yep.
They love playing it on Miposhka. They also love playing it on Mira. And they love to pair it up with Mars in particular. So we might actually be seeing a Mars follow this pickup.
Yeah, and I don't mind this honestly, because when you think about the idea of when you're drafting and see world-class teams, you can't get too carried away with what are they going to play? Let's try and take everything from them, because obviously they have a depth of pool to be able to play everything.
Yeah.
So, Spirit, they keep to themselves, they pick the line, instant lockdown. So if they're this hypothetical Pangolier, they're already soft covering it. And it's just going to be a Spirit draft. Like that previous draft, a lot of reaction. They see what PSG's doing, they're trying to answer every single moment of the game, but they're not giving themselves a way to enter the game correctly.
Just play your own game. So this Pango makes a lot of sense. Normally I would say this is a very flexible hero, but knowing PSG LGD, they'll probably give it to Zhao 8. That doesn't mean that the flex potential isn't there though, because Jin Q loves to play it, so does Fake Bian. And if they potentially see a better mid pick, they could always give that hero away to another player. However, considering the director's current hero puddle, I do believe.
Ooh, maybe their hero puddle just expanded. This is the first IO of the tournament, I think. Yes.
Very cool.
Very cool.
Okay, so it's similar to last game. Similar to the Wyvern or the Omninut, Io is a safe hero. He increases the inherent tankiness and the durability of a hero, and that's probably what they're going to look to do here.
5 seconds remaining.
So I wouldn't be surprised if they drafted more beefy cores.
Again, like PSG, they have so many options now, right? They can do the Io Jaro, they can do Io Luna, they can do Io Ursa. Depending on what what position they put themselves in, they're going to probably leave that final pick in the second phase to be that core that will play with the Io.
Okay, so they've opted to pick up the Bloodseeker instead of the Mars, and this makes sense. It's just reactionary to the Pango.
Exactly,
they decided we weren't going to take the Pango. Let's just counterpick it with a hero that fits our fast-paced gameplay. And Bloodseeker can be put on the safe lane or the offlane or even mid. I do think it will probably be offlane Bloodseeker, but the potential for flex is there. But basically, you pick this hero to rupture Pango, and then he's just kind of stuck being ruptured.
And we did see collapse by a refresher on Axe the other day. There is also a build floating around the scene, which is an Axe into refresher. Guess what? You rupture 4 people. They can't play Dota. Poor man's Chronosphere. Costs a lot of gold though.
Sure, or you can pick a Grimstroke.
Effie likes it. I mean, she loves it. She subscribes to the idea.
Grimstroke?
You can more
How
rupture.
many could you rupture?
There could be so much blood in the game.
Okay,
You can couple Echo Shells as well, and then you can rupture your own team.
But okay.
Yeah.
I love how he says it so confidently. They're picking this Bloodseeker, an Ags, and a Refresher.
Yeah, I'm just saying that, like, the point is you have to enlighten the audience for a moment in the game that they could look forward to. And maybe the first 45 minutes not entertaining for them. But if it happens and you your 4 heroes, but jokes aside,
Yes,
Bloodseeker
very, very interesting.
Thank you, Effie.
Very,
but yeah,
very good. In it, bruv.
In it, bruv, indeed.
bruv.
Yes, yeah, the lessons are going amazingly. PSG,
All right.
you ban the Void Spirit because, of course, you know Zhao 8 is probably, of course, playing the Pango, doesn't want to lane into this. You now ban the Wyvern because Wyvern can also play with the Pangolier with the Curse.
Also, it's another save support with the IO, more healing. It's something they don't want to face the trauma of last game.
And
of
Curse
losing
is
heroes
so good against IO, right? IO plays next to the core, you take away that Curse potential, it allows you to just have that skirmishing aggressive style that they are going to be looking for.
And on Spirit's side, they ban out Gyro, Omni, and Sven. So Gyro makes a lot of sense because when you think about carries that get ruptured and can fight back, Gyro is one of them. He just drops his cooldown, and then he stands his ground. So they don't want to play into that, and Omni plays this hero very well. It's one of the LGD favorites of this patch. Omni Knight, for the reasons of last game, will not be allowed through, definitely. I'm surprised it got through the first phase, but they had a different idea here with the IO, and I'm excited to see how that will play out. Sven, also for obvious reasons, they lost to it, right?
Ooh, Clockwork.
Oh my god, true fans will remember the Ame Clockwork.
Is that, so enlighten us, what happened here?
Ame decided to play 4 Clockwork, and he died like 12 times.
Oh,
Who played position 1?
10 seconds remaining.
When he did that.
Thank you.
I mean, fair
He
play.
played Pudge. Ame played
5
Clockwork.
seconds remaining.
Okay.
It was a good time.
Pudge IO.
But this is the nicest thing right now in PSG's draft, right? It's the fact that they are going to be able to see 2 more heroes from Spirit, then pick up the best core that they want. So I think what we're trying to look for is that core that can maybe go for the BKB, the Satanic. Like, if you get ruptured, you just stand your ground. Realistically, Pango's going to be soaking that up. But if you want to have Pango in a good game, they need multiple ways to fight, so the Bloodseeker feels under pressure to use that rupture. Offer it up. And that's why like Clock plus one of these active cores will enable the Pango to play the game.
And Spirit go for Lena, so this could be a Mira hero or it could be a Toronto Tokyo hero. I feel like picking Lena makes the Clockwork pick a little bit more valuable though, because he's just got another hero that he could go on. Now he's got the Lion and the Lena that he could control. But I wouldn't mind seeing him with Lena in this case, to be honest, because she's such a high damage output and lanes incredibly well versus Pango.
You can also actually you play into Pango well enough, you itemize defensively, like we've seen like bots BKB, we've seen some Yules BKB AC, like you play for yourself, so then Clock, he doesn't get to kill the Lena, he can't kill the Bloodseeker, it can be uncomfortable. So I honestly would prefer to see a mid Lena, a Lion Bloodseeker lane, you pick up a strong 5 here, and then you have your last pick for your carry.
For Lena, it's just too much magic damage, right? Just like last game, it could be easily countered by healing or BKB. So,
and they go for the Phoenix. Okay, so it's going to be 5 Phoenix, 4 Lion, mid Lena. Bloodseeker then flex between offlane to carry, and they instantly go for the Luna.
So they have to ban Mars here.
Just high five myself, sorry.
They really.
Okay. Nobody else is going to do it. So
they really have to.
My life story.
PSG have to ban Mars here because that's the perfect pick to round out Spirit's draft, and it's their bread and butter. With this Phoenix, they've played it countless times to great success. If it gets through, I'll be really confused, but also happy for Spirit because they'll get to come out with their guns blazing, right? Luna, do you want to talk about her a bit, T? Because she's been nerfed and has not had much of a success rate so far.
It has been nerfed, but I think the principle of farm is still going to be present for Luna.
The combination with IO as well is very valuable.
And it's like the Lucent Beam increased cooldown is going to be too annoying for her because of course like that's the reason why it was very good against like the Tides, the Mars, the Underlords, the previous patch. But when you have an IO, you're kind of ignoring that concept where it's like push out the lane quickly, you have stacks made on the other side of the map,
pretty much, yeah.
And you just get BKB, you get maybe an SMY Satanic, and you are the focal point of the game to play around.
Yeah, at a certain point we'll just see Luna go from pushing the lane with IO, then doing a jungle camp, then going back to the lane, and then when they feel confident and strong enough to go into the triangle, they'll probably just relegate there and give the lane to Clock.
PSG LGD has used a total of 13 seconds in their bonus time, while Team Spirit has got like 2 or 3 seconds left. Just gives a little bit of an indication on the comfort levels of the teams at the moment, I feel. We're waiting for the last ban coming out for PSG LGD. They banned out the Faceless Void first, so they are still thinking perhaps that Bloodseeker is the offlaner, and then we are still looking for a Yatoro hero. And they ban out the PL.
So I guess they're not afraid, right? I assume Mars would be the best pick here, but if they think it's an offlane Bloodseeker, I'm trying to think of what other carries are available right now to Spirit.
I think maybe the reason they're not going for Mars is because Pango naturally is a pretty good counter it.
That's true.
And if they don't get the rupture onto the Pango and then the team fight relies on Mars, like it can be difficult.
Yeah, those are very good points.
So right now for Spirit, they have the option. Do they just go for a Terrorblade?
Okay, so Terrorblade makes a lot of sense here, not just for, the reflection on Luna where he takes her illusion and starts glaving Luna's team, but when you look at PSG LGD's draft and how durable they're going to be with this IO, you need a very, very high damage carry, and the only one that's left is TV. TV is excellent at shredding through tanky heroes, so he fits this draft really well. The only concern I have is how useful is this Bloodseeker offlane going to be in the first 15 minutes?
Could they just go for like the casual Underlord, right? Okay. Ooh.
This is a good pick.
Yeah, sure, of course. You wall the Terrorblade.
Yes, so Darkseer, very good with Pango and very good with Clockwork. It's a classic lane, but also Darkseer loves to play against Terrorblade. He does well versus him in lane, and he does well versus him throughout the game because Terrorblade does not like playing versus wall.
It's like you're farming for your enemy to be as strong.
So you know what they've got going here right now? They're okay, I'll take your Luna, and then Darkseer's like, you know what? I'll take your Terrorblade. Exactly. So it's just like a haha, gotcha.
And the nice thing here is, when Bloodseeker eventually gets an extra fresher timing, you're going to be able to rupture so many. But yeah.
Yeah. Okay, too. Let's
Collapse is going to do it.
Now.
You know he's going to do it.
I hope he does, just so that your excitement means something.
I'm so giddy. It's actually really good, but it's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
I think I like PSG's draft a little bit more, just for the idea. It's like you pick Luna, you force the Terrorblade, you go Darkseer. They have themselves like that nice clean timing. They're going to be more efficient in the farm, and it's a lot of emphasis on can Bloodseeker really move Luna from the farm. I don't know if that's going to work in the lane.
I think LGD's draft is obvious, and carry looks really strong. They're going to hit their timings, I believe. But Spirit also can in this game.
Is the game at least going to be more exciting than game one?
Yes. He's leaner against Angler. He should, on paper, the better mid laner should do well, pivot, control the game. Big difference. Excited to see if Spirit have got it in them.
Aren't we all excited to see it? I know two people that are also very, very excited to see what's going to happen in this game 2. It is Cap and Sind.
That's right, everybody. It's time for game number 2, and after getting absolutely rolled in game number 1, Team Spirit probably have something to prove. I'm here with Cap. Cap, do you think with this draft that Team Spirit are bringing to the table that they have better odds than in game number 1 with what they're facing?
Yes, haha.
Ha 30 seconds to battle.
Yes, haha.
Right. This time around, LGD are running a definitely less tanky lineup. I guess Pangolier is kind of deceptive sometimes with Shield Crash. He can be really tanky in the right situation. Their supports being Clockwork and Aya, I would say, is less defensive than Omni Knight Wyvern were. And their safe laner is not a Sven, but a Luna. So definitely easier to chew through for Team Spirit's heroes here. And I also think Team Spirit in this game, they just have more burst, right? They have more damage. There's a Lion and a Lina, a Terrorblade with massive output. You have Rupture against Pango and Darkseer, and even Phoenix with percentage-based damage. So I agree. I like it more as well, what Spirit are bringing to the table here. And I think it's just important that they're not too crippled after the last game and are in like a good mental state and just play their lanes and realize, okay, you know what? It was a one-off, really bad game from us. We're going to have a better time this time.
Vraiment.
Yeah.
No way.
Right.
Not on my watch.
I think more than anything, the most important thing for Bloodseeker is having good matchups. I think he's not really worthy of a pick unless there's a specifically really good reason. Oh, Faith I'm not actually die bottom here. Yatoro and Miposhka, they're going to surround him. First Blood going the way of Terrorblade. You love to see that if you're a Spirit fan. Getting Yatoro off to a good start has led to many a win. So very nice. Yeah, about Bloodseeker, I think he can play multiple roles. I honestly think he can, in theory, play almost any role as long as Rupture and Bloodright are good enough and you have synergies that set him up. And in this game, the matchups are good, right? They specifically target the Pango with it, and they lane it with a stun that's very reliable in the Earth Spike so that you can connect Bloodrights. I think he's solid. I don't know. We've seen some mixed success from carry Bloodseekers. I think they have more boxes they need ticked. Like, you need a good carry matchup, and you need teammates that deal damage, so Thirst activates early in fights. He's very good together with, like, Earth Spirit or Venomancer, you know, heroes that deal a lot of spread damage. Innocence is going to die too here if he's not careful. One more hit, 2 more hits will do it. He's going to be okay. Yep. Oh.
A pointless life for a pointless head.
Yeah. Right, and it also just felt like Vacuum was so bad level 1 that it wasn't even really a skill point, right? That's also just weird design, to have a skill point that does almost nothing because it's that bad and that long cooldown and it had no damage. Like, so there's a lot of things that made this hero better. That's definitely one of them. I can't remember what the cast range used to be. I'm gonna say something like 200 on level 1. It was like atrocious. And you literally only leveled it to get higher level. So usually Darkseers would go sometimes 044 and sometimes they would go 042 and then start leveling Vacuum, and it was just this game of, oh, how fast can I finally get to level 3 or 4 Vacuum so it does something. So yeah, it's one of the changes of Darkseer that I really celebrate because it makes the hero more interesting and diverse. The old one was very one-dimensional. And also the wall changes over time have also, you know, made a difference with it having like a slow and... Yeah.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Precious bounty.
It's actually the lane that are winning the least, which is very surprising. I thought this was going to be the biggest win for them, Lina against Pango, but the top lane especially is doing really, really great. The Lion Bloodseeker, they're going to pressure here again, as Clock is on Miposhka, needs to time the dive, does it well. You can get broken between battery assault charges if you don't use it at the perfect time. Your animation could get cancelled and he would be stuck and die there. But Miposhka knows that timing and gets out. But yeah, top lane for Team Spirit, really good. Oh, they failed a pull. That is a bit of a blunder, actually, at this level. They had a triple camp that they were pulling to the left, and they did it too early, and the camp actually left. That would have been huge for them, because pulling this camp at that point in time with how strong they are, LGD might have struggled to come out and contest it against Bloodseeker Lion at that point.
Money to burn.
They're gonna... Yep. And now they're trying it again, but now the conditions are different because now the waves are meeting. So this time it's not even going to happen. They're going to shut it down in its tracks here. Nice Bloodright, though. This is good damage. Hex.
will regret that.
Radiant are scanning.
It's doing great. I also just think this is such an awesome laning partner. Lion is so good to lane with. You have 2 stuns between the Earth Spike and Hex. Oh, actually, Xin Q might just get dove here as well. He has sticks.
Radiant's
it's going to be okay.
Is under attack.
And now Collapse could be in trouble. And Mirror could be in trouble. Everyone gets some trouble. Yeah. I wonder when Xiao gets involved. So he obviously loves playing Pangolier, and this is the kind of game where I think he's actually very integral to the team in making the more basic moves. The only hero who's really going to do anything aside from him is Clockwork. Your 5 is an IO.
My last.
Illusion.
My hands are tied.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah.
I am lost.
Toshka's going to solo Y. Very nicely done. He's going to get level 5 there on the Phoenix. Yeah, that one feels bad for Toronto Tokyo. Not only did you rotate and fail, but you blew so much mana into the void, right, to not get a kill. So all these resources that he would usually use now to farm and to push out mid are lacking, and he needs to buy a couple of clarities to compensate. It's going to delay his boots of travel even further.
A little something extra.
I didn't notice, actually. I think LGD got most of what they wanted. Oh, you mean the hard camp? The hard camp. Yeah, I guess they did get that with the Lina. So that does, yeah. That would help. That's like a bit of a band-aid, at least. Yeah.
Do it with flair.
The death knell sounds.
You lack discipline. Now, life.
Yeah, nice vacuum. I think he would have got it off there on Clockwork, actually. The cast point of Sunder is low enough that it's very easy to land between battery assault stuns, so would have been able to get it. I honestly think it would have died anyway because Xiao was part of that play, but why bother? Just get it done, move on with your life, and Xiao is back to mid.
Is under attack.
Ami's in trouble. No relocate.
Not. No. That wasn't too.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower has fallen.
Yeah. Absolutely. They just have so much burst, right? Lion, Lina plus Bloodseeker. Even though it doesn't sound like much, the Rupture change that made it deal 10% damage of the target's health, also, it makes a difference in these kills when he casts it right away. It's just often that little extra bit that you're missing against IO, and then the relocate comes out. Not going to be a problem here if they burst their spells fast enough. Going to see a tier 1 tower trade. Team Spirit were maybe contemplating defending here, but not going to happen. Tower goes to Faith Beyond. And something that Effie pointed out last game that I thought was a really good point was when they played this Klink Sven, their safe lane was so strong between the Omni and Sven that Ame could just stay up there seemingly forever, and that allowed Xiao to also farm the triangle. In this game, they've been shut down in lane, and therefore Ame now needs to play this triangle. So there's simply less farm being obtained on the map at this point. Io is going to like leech a little bit up top, but it's never going to compare to a Sven Omni farming the lane as well as 2 jungle camps while Klink farms the other 3. So don't foresee LGD pulling some sort of a massive advantage like last game. This is going to be much more of a level playing field when we approach the mid game, and right now even a slight lead for Team Spirit. mid-game. And right... I wonder why he wants the Atos first. If it's just, okay, I need more utility to set up my Terrorblade to deal damage and to protect Phoenix Egg, or even set it up to begin with. Catch against the IO combinations, whatever it is. Definitely a good item for his lineup to play with. It allows him to make Lina and Lion connect. Oh, speaking of Lina, some good footwork here from Toronto Tokyo. Will get connected on that time, though, and that's a relocate.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Better to burn out than fade away. Dire's structures are fortified.
Yeah, loving the patience from Xiao there. I think a lot of players go for that swashbuckle with the risk of missing in the trees, and who knows, maybe Lina somehow finds a miraculous escape. Just holding it there ensures the kill. He knows Luna's going to make it there in time and cover the angle.
Radiant's top tower is under
Team Spirit, in the meantime, don't just sit around and watch their Lina die. They're actually taking mid tier 1 with their Lion. He's going to get denied by Zincure. There's the... Oh, that hurts when you rupture it. Yikes.
Money changes hands.
He has to go for it, though. If he gets it off before he gets ruptured, maybe he lives, but the Atos more than enough time for Collapse to connect all this stuff. And yeah, it's not even necessarily going to be the Vessel next. He is eyeing up a Hood, so maybe thinking he needs to play more of a frontliner role for the team. I honestly like that approach better, now that I think about it, than finishing the Vessel. Yeah, it's good against IO, but what the team really needs is somebody who just goes in, tanks damage, and allows Lion, Lina, and Terrorblade to have a free fight. And if he has a Hood and maybe a mobility item, he could be that guy.
And it's off!
Yeah. I like that idea here as well. It's good. Oh, shall we?
I did not think it was possible.
Rock it on! Not what you expected.
Radiant are scanning.
My veins are dry.
Death in a can.
Yeah, really good reaction there from Team Spirit. I think Faith Beyond a little bit of a misstep there going into the cogs, just setting up the double LSA. Could have probably settled for, oh, why are you there? Is the question. And, all right. Looking good for Spirit here. 3K gold lead.
Coin of the realm.
Did we need to see that again? Salt in the wound. So what some players have done in the past is they've gone Ags as like a secondary, somewhat early item so that you can play the magic damage into Terrorblade. If he BKBs, at least you kill his illusions, which is a huge damage mitigation. And if you catch him in a stun, you can burst him and ignore the armor. I think in this game, what Am is going to do is he's currently eyeing up the Chrysalis. I think he's going to go full physical and rely on IO to offset the difference. Just having that bonus could swing that matchup just enough that he can take the fight, especially once he gets Satanic. I still don't think his plan is going to be, all right, I'm just going to fight Terrorblade head on, but more than likely, I'll hit whatever I can and just stay alive while I do it. That's probably the way to go here. Bottom lane. They're going to find Phoenix.
Homing in. I'll talk your innards.
Miposhka has a full force staff now if he wants to buy it. He's currently hovering the amount of gold it costs without buying it out. Oh, shall it?
Double damage.
Yep, getting ruptured is no fun, really. Oh, here's another stack. Right. Interesting approach here from Xiao 8. He's queuing up the Yules. I think what a lot of Pangoliers do in this position is they buy Lincolns against the Bloodseeker specifically. But Xiao 8's idea here is he's going to do whatever he can to stay alive as long as possible. Even if he gets ruptured, at the very least he can stop his roll, cast a Swashbuckle. If he still gets focused, he can do some Yule shenanigans to buy time, maybe get a second shield crash off and tank, and give his team the momentum to go in. I think both approaches are good. I just wonder why he is specifically not going Lincolns. If it's just cost efficiency, it's a big item. There's a lot of farm on the map that both his Luna and Darkseer need. So maybe he's just valuing that as the cheaper option. All right. Tango roll.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Lost in the woods, are ya? Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Heat. It's the
Where did you come from?
Triple kill.
And if we get a replay of that, you're going to see exactly what goes wrong. This play from LGD is actually very good, but Xiao doesn't find the correct bounce on the wall, and that ends up not leading to a Chainstone and Terrorblade. He's going to Manta off and use that Sunder. I don't think anything's going to happen here. Faith Beyond running away, but yeah. If that Sunder doesn't go off in this fight, LGD just get the Terrorblade for free, and then the follow-up fight might not look as bad, but they get forced to commit so many resources and time that the reinforcements arrive, and you're going to see it happen right here. So there's the Pango roll, gets the connection, but doesn't clip off the edge there of the stone wall. And then when he finally returns back, look at how much damage the Luna is taking. They're healing so damn much with the IO, but it just becomes too much, and he's ruptured. And like you said, a relocate to Fountain there definitely would have been better, but you can understand from LGD's perspective why they thought they could still possibly take that fight afterwards. Yeah.
Blessings upon a loyal warrior.
Right. Something Luna does have as a carry against this, Luna has very good armor, and her agility gain is great at 3.4. So if both heroes go right-click builds on Terrorblade and Lina, and you also have the IO protecting you and you get the Satanic, honestly in BKB, you might be able to power through it for the duration of your Satanic. After that, you're toast, but those few seconds can make a huge difference in allowing the Darkseers to get a vacuum wall off, or at very least a wall on the Terrorblade, and perhaps for the Pango to connect some good chain stuns and Terrorblade illusions, and maybe then you can survive even longer. So definitely... And it also means it's important to use the Mask of Madness carefully, right? But he is going to split this into Satanic, you would imagine, right? Eventually, that is going to be the route. He's going to take Satanic Butter instead of this Mom. But for now, obviously needs to wait on the BKB. Almost completing at bottom here is rotation coming in from PSG LGD. They're trying to find Miposhka. He has sidestepped to the left, though, and should be getting out. No, he's showing.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Xiao is very far away. Oh, he dove into it. Egg? Oh, that is... Well...
Incoming!
Dire are scanning.
The flayed ones
Radiant's
keep
bottom
safe.
tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
Do it with flair.
Roshan has fallen.
will Wow.
never go.
Look, master.
Feed the flame. My fever breaks.
Players here.
Honestly, masterclass from LGD in that situation. It is so hard. Oh, hang on. He might live.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Okay. So what makes this Roshan play so impressive from LGD, as I will never get a chance to talk about it, we're going to go mid, collapse, gets vacuumed.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
That's
Right.
There's the trade.
A better strategy.
All right, Faith Beyond's running away. Okay, so here's what makes it so
Radiant's
impressive.
bottom tower
Right, you're
has
pushing
fallen.
bottom tier 2 with your IO Luna. You know you have relocate. So you make 2 plays at once. You know Spirit are committed in this pit. So you keep IO Luna bot and you run across. But honestly, the most standout play there is Faith Beyond running into the river alone. In so many situations, that's going to look like suicide. But the way that sets up his team to come for the return, or the connection here is really big, right? So they know Toronto Tokyo is low. He gets the wall on the Terrorblade illusion, puts it on Lina here, gets the kill. Xiaoed comes in, takes a lot of damage, but again, you're setting all of this up for that relocate to come in and actually get Toronto Tokyo. So yeah, they got Roche, but they lost Aegis and they lost Lina twice. Ultimately, they also lost the bottom tier 2 tower. So in this situation, LGD managed to actually open up an outpost for themselves while they were getting roached. So really, really impressive stuff there. Best play of the game.
Radiant's middle tower has been denied. Money to burn.
They were up 6 before that Roche. Yeah. And he's still going to go for the Yules. He didn't change his mind. And actually already queuing up at Basher as his next idea. A way of giving Luna more time in the fights. Proccing at Bash on the Lina or Terrorblade can prevent a Sunder or Laguna Blade from coming out, or just in general keep them in place so Luna gets to hit. And they are going to make a smoke move here, knowing that there's no Aegis in play. Any opening here for LGD could be big and ultimately lead to top towers. They're not going to find anything. Team Spirit, a good split here at the top half. They have the vision advantage up there as well.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Might be a Lion getting caught out here in just a sec by Pango. Xiaoit's going to see him. Oh, vacuum, nothing.
My blood runs cold.
Die.
Nice blink to you. Man. I mean, looking at the game state right now, I think both teams are competitive in team fights. The question is if Spirit feels it, right? From our perspective with what we see and what we know, there's a decent chance. But it is so all important that if Team Spirit make the move, they absolutely have to get the jump with the Bloodseeker getting a good rupture on Pango. I think if they don't find him, anyone they go on, the response is just overwhelming. It's a clockwork hookshot, it's a vacuum combo, and it's a Pango. And here it is. They're going to open him. No rupture, though. Bloodseeker's in base.
Incoming! Out of tolerance!
All anger ends in cruelty.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Am I
forsaken?
The wages of sin paid.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
They seemed like they weren't fully on the same page. So Xiaoed gets bailed out by the clockwork, which means you're one man down. And then Amit turns with the IO to stay and fight there. But Pango never reconnected with the Rolling Thunder. So you're going to see it here, right? They get this opening, and this is what you really want. If you're Spirit, you want to catch the Pango. Bloodseeker isn't there, so Xiaoed gets to reset and run away. This is where, if the Luna wants to fight here, you have to roll up as soon as you have... Oh, he doesn't have it. Wait, when does he have it? Oh, that is just not good communication then. I think that fight doesn't exist without Pango. And he's in trouble.
Calcio.
So much blood.
Regeneration. Radiant are scanning.
Yeah. Oh, hang on. Hex reflected. Atos reflected. Are they going to reflect any damage? No, it seems like that is not the case. It's just going to die. Yeah, this terrible timing is scary, but I still think inherently the best chance that LGD have comes from the Darkseer and the Pango. Every time Terrible gets stronger, as long as you find the wall and you get a bit of roll on the Terrible. It doesn't even need to be full duration, but just a couple of stuns with the roll up, killing off or significantly lowering the impact of the illusions. I think LGD have the solutions to Terrible the entire game. I don't think he reaches overwhelming point here. Nope. Let's see. Yeah, this is... Oh! No way! No way! Oh my goodness.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
That was a combination of brilliance and fail at the same time, right? So the swashbuckle, I think, missed from Xiao 8. You're going to see it here. So I love the way they set this up. They swashbuckle in. He gets a pretty weak Sunder, to be honest, but he kind of has to use it there. Stun. He gets knocked up on the high ground, and this is where Swashbuckler kills him, but he misses it. Then the Manta comes out, and his team is covering him on the right, so Io can't chase here. And they actually get the Atora out of that. That is a really huge difference, because this would have been huge for LGD. They would have killed Bloodseeker as well as him, and maybe even been able to snowball the fight after that a bit more with confidence, but they have to back out. Faith Beyond died on the other side of the map, by the way. That was off camera, but he got ganked.
Money changes hands.
Yeah.
Isn't that
5K. Oh, they're gonna try again.
No. Flare's here.
Triple kill.
Right. My mechanism lies broken.
Toronto Tokyo did 7k damage there. I don't know if you saw the damage breakdown of that, but he hurt so badly in that fight. Just gets free reign, punching away. 14-2 right now on this mid laner, really carrying his team in this game. And yeah, for LGD again, unfortunately this time Xiao doesn't really have a good way of bouncing on his... He uses the roll up for the double stun, so he gets the initial connection, roll up here. Unfortunately, they layer it a little bit there with the hook shot, so don't get the full duration stuns out, and that Sunder decides everything. Not only does he survive longer, he kills the Io, and that means Luna can't fight anymore. So this is just an easy double kill, and guess who's just having a field day? Toronto Tokyo is just killing everyone once. It's auto-attacking all fight with Daedalus. That only ends one way.
I didn't realize we had started.
Rushes up. Oh, Faith Beyond. If there was a ward there, they would have pounced on that instantly, but they don't know he just crossed by. So they find nothing. Except the Roche, which is pretty good. Oh, wall. They're too late.
Roshan has fallen to the ring.
Immortality.
Who gets the shard? They're going to give it to Terrorblade for the Demon Zeal? They are. Okay.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Yeah.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
It's going to go top and push this out. Do you think Yatoro plays such a good Terrorblade because he has the cat ears? Do you think he like identifies as the character? It's kind of like, he's got the horns. He even has the same color on it. Wait, no, that's just Demon Zeal making it blue like his hair, right? He's got like black and blue hair. He is literally Terrorblade. That's it. He is Terrorblade. That's true. Yeah. That is really nasty. You're playing against both the Pango as well as Darkseer, and you rupture them both. Even the Luna, you just force her to stand her ground. I guess there's always going to be the relocate play, so that's at least something that LGD have to save them, but it's trouble.
Radiant are scanning.
It is definitely a very, very strong lead. You still have this feeling that LGD can make this happen, but getting more and more confidence in Team Spirit by the minute, especially sitting with this Aegis on Lina about to hit level 25. That's a huge ramp up for her. Getting either the attack range or the Laguna cooldown. Probably going to go for the attack range and just keep playing from further away. And you've seen LGD put a lot of emphasis on stopping the Terrorblade, but honestly, I'm starting to wonder if that's the right target at this point. Like, do you swap your focus over to the Lina and try to just control Terrorblade instead of killing him? Because the amount of resources that it takes every time, Lina is undoubtedly a much easier kill. She's sitting at 13 armor instead of the 37 of Terrorblade, and any chain stun combo is going to work just as well on her, even though she has BKB, as long as you find the opening jump.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Haste!
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, I think I bench bottom. It's going to be a trade-off.
Incoming!
Money to burn.
Oh, miscommunication there.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Ruination.
Yeah.
Boom! There it goes!
For the twins.
Right, and it looked like what LGD were going for there was a split setup where they wanted to jump Terrorblade bottom as soon as they forced a rotation top and then maybe relocate out, but Team Spirit were just too fast. Buyback.
Dire's bottom tower
No wall.
has fallen. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Monster kill!
Really do it with flair.
Had enough for you?
Godlike double kill!
Denied.
What a punk. Oh, you're hot.
A minor setback.
Triple kill!
Dire's bottom barracks are under attack. Dire's bottom barracks has fallen. Dire's bottom barracks.
You weren't sure about that offside Bloodseeker. I feel like he's just putting in so much work. Like the Rupture, just making things easy for the Lina. And you're definitely seeing the synergy. You even talked about the Blood Rage as well. Just allowing Toronto Tokyo to go to town. I love the fact that they had the confidence to give Xiao 8 arguably his best here. Oh, hook shot. Good hex.
That was unpleasant.
On my works.
How shall I pay this debt?
Triple kill.
Renova.
All important detail there. Toronto Tokyo let his fiery soul stacks run out. So when they jumped him there, he had so little attack speed in his Satanic that he couldn't fight back. If he's maxed out stacked there, he doesn't die. And LGD get a really, really needed win out of this fight from that. No Aegis for them to claim at the very least for Team Spirit, but you're going to lose your tier 2 mid and probably get forced to buy back 1 if not 2 heroes. Because you know how Luna gets if she gets that tower. You're losing the entire lane in the blink of an eye. So you have to defend now if you want to do it, or you just flat out do Rax trade, and all of a sudden LGD have a good shot at the game again if you let them have a full lane.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
Oh, it's too late to buy back now. It's already gone. Indecisiveness.
Radiant's middle barracks has fallen.
Honestly, this is even better for LGD than just getting the lane for free. They also just got gifted a buyback. Are they going to push for the base? They're going to force more buybacks. They want this Lina to buy out. They're going to get it.
I'm mechanically reclined.
At least it truly lived.
Oh, the pain. You feel the pain in that roll. He's like trying to TP out while rolling away, and he's just taking an absolute beating from Lina as well as the Rupture. Xiao 8 literally took 2.5k damage while TPing, just rolling away. Oh, honestly shocked that LGD went for that. They're a very experienced team. That was super high risk. Obviously, the reward would be great if there were no buybacks on Spirit there, which might have been their read, really. You got the Lion buyback, but they didn't defend the barracks, and LGD are like, wait, do they actually even have the buybacks? And they go for the push, and they do get punished. But if Spirit don't end the game here and now, there's a huge moment of opportunity for LGD because there's no buyback on Lina and Bloodseeker, but this is a 5v3.
Dire's middle tower has fallen. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
A fit hidden from me.
Bleed. The seer is here.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Death to all betrayers.
Death satisfies.
Dire's ancient is under attack.
Burns, doesn't it?
Dire's ancient is under Radiant victory.
Wow, what an explosive finish that was. That looked really scary for Team Spirit at one point as well when they lost their Terrorblade and Phoenix right off the bat. But both of them have buybacks. There's the travels. He connects back in, and they do get the job done. That got really, really exciting for a moment. Looked like Spirit were just going to end that 5v3, but Faith Beyond running and dying, buying back, getting the vac wall on 4 heroes together with Clockwork, but he did not get the wall on the Terrorblade, who died off to the side. So that didn't have that illusion on the second kill attempt, and just too much in the tank for Spirit there. Wonderful to see them do a great job here and come back after that game 1. It's what we wanted to see, some signs of life, and damn, they brought it. They reset fully and come back swinging. Awesome.
just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna light it up tonight. We gonna light it up, babe. Tonight we gonna light it up just like the sunrise. We gonna light it up. I've been walking through the rain, don't know where I'm going. My head's leading me astray, yeah, you follow no wind. Getting deeper in the frame, I see your face, I feel the pain, but you chose the path I follow. I'm in love with the way that you hold me when I fall back down. And I'm in love with the words from your voice that put me off the ground now. This love's been a long time coming. My breath slows but my heart keeps running. I'm so fed up of the lies that my heart believed in, but staring deep into your eyes makes it all forgiven. I feel my comfort will be blown, my fears will grow out of control. Yeah, you still walk the path I follow anyways. I'm in love with the way that you hold me when I fall back down. And I'm in love with the words from your voice that put me off the ground now. This love's been a long time coming. My breath slows but my heart keeps running. slow. Breathe me in and let me go. Sink to your heart to find you. Open up your eyes till you're blinded by the lies, so you can see what you do. Restless every time we start looking as a lost control. Oh, it's paradise with honesty, but I'm in the dead of the night. Teardrops on the floor. The pain is over. Feel the darkness take control. Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways. And on we'll go. Finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I don't want no rest. Echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't wanna miss a beat. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways. And on we'll go.
Radiant team ban.
Turn us to thousands, and we'll grow.
PSG
Radiant
LGD's
team ban.
turn to ban.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
PSG LGD's turn to ban. Radiant team pick.
The third and final game of the day here, ESL One Fall. Bootcamp Edition powered by Intel. We are in lower bracket round number 2, and Team Spirit and PSG LGD are 1-1 at the moment. One of these two teams is going home. The other will move forward in their lower bracket run. We've seen both teams take one game off each other convincingly, and Draft is the name of the game at the moment, as we have Team Spirit choosing Radiant side, but only after PSG LGD had a first priority and they favored second pick. We've got a Spirit Breaker Omni Knight ban, we got a Caudal Mag ban, we got an opening of the Clinks and the Shaker, we got a Lion on the side of Team Spirit. I'm here with Effie, I'm here with Tigov, and they would love to talk Dota Draft with you.
I'm already excited for this because it's like Spirits put themselves in a position where game 2, they kind of draft PSG into, please, pick your Pangolier. They've had time to think, and now going into game 3, it's kind of the same thing, right? It's like, you're going to pick your Clinks, you're going to pick your Pangolier, go for one of the options, and I hope Spirit has a better strategy with how to deal with Clinks.
No, they definitely have a response to this Clinks, otherwise they wouldn't have let it through.
Yeah.
But it seems like PSG LGD is anticipating something in particular, because they do go for a Shaker.
Remaining.
So I wonder what it is that they're doing here. We saw Earthshaker a lot towards the beginning of the tournament, and people played him to effectiveness, but he kind of fell off the last couple of days, and I think it's because his problems still do exist in that he needs a lane and he needs time to get his Blink Dagger.
You're kind of playing for that one big slam that turns it around for your team.
Right.
But that's also kind of what like Clink's gameplay is, where your mode farm, push out lanes, get Maelstrom, go Ancient. So a Shaker Clink's combo, it's very much like play on your own side of the map, defend the triangle, defend your lanes, push them out when needed. So Spirit, they of course pick the Bloodseeker as a response. Very strong lane, gets to pair with Lion, and you know the idea of Clinks. Once you've used your barrage, if you're trying to get out of the fight, again, very simple concept. If you're ruptured, you have to stay in the fight. So yeah.
But also a hero like Clinks actually does need a hero like Earthshaker, because to hit his max damage with barrage, he needs them to be stunned, because otherwise they just run away and it's not that high of an AoE.
We have seen that a couple of times where they throw the barrage, it's like,
and then
please.
people just run away. So Earthshaker does complement him very nicely in that regard, and could actually be a strong enabling hero depending on where they put this Clinks. Lion and Bloodseeker, pretty much the same thing, right? Lion locks down the hard disable requirement in a draft in a simple pick, and deny picks potential spirit heroes, potential pucks later on in the draft. And paired up with Bloodseeker, he can set up for kills and also cancel TPs.
Love these bans though from Spirit. You know, like we saw already the flexibility of Clinks from PSG when they put it mid. The shift from carry Clinks to mid Clinks is you go a bit more, not aggressive, but you go more locked down with the Gleipnir. But you ban out heroes that want to stand still and fight. You know, Monkey King, Medusa, Gyrocopter, they all in their own way are tank enough where the value of Bloodseeker goes away, right? Like these heroes will happily stand there, thrive, and take the fight. So Spirit making sure Collapse can play a game.
Yep, and last game that Bloodseeker pick was incredibly valuable because he was playing against a Pango. So I don't think they will be giving that high mobility hero.
5 seconds.
Or they won't be taking that on PSG LGD just to make the value of this hero go down. I also like that they banned Omni Knight in first phase, because that's really what LGD should have picked last game, but they opted to try something new with the IO and potentially bring back a Luna, considering that Gyro was probably going to be banned later. So Team Spirit are kind of like, okay, they tried it. It didn't work out. Let's just ban Omni Knight again.
The Force Spirit ban though, I feel like it forces Clinks into potentially the carry role. Maybe they're trying to mind game a little bit, because Zhao 8 somewhat dumps the Toronto Tokyo in game 1 for farm efficiency, because again, Clinks, you force Void Spirit to buy farm, he has to go jungle. It's just annoying to play. So maybe this is an indicator of Clink's safe lane. And then a tree pick as well. PSG, they are not really going to be doing anything in this game. It's going to be Shaker defending from rotations, Tree defending towers, Clink farming Ancients, forcing Spirit to feel uncomfortable, not getting the cheap kills that they got in that previous game.
But keep in mind, last game that they did run the Clinks, they had an Omni Knight and a Winter Wyvern, so it felt like the Clinks was nigh unkillable, so the Void Spirit wasn't actually much of a threat, because on paper, this hero does threaten Clinks because he can instantly get on top of him, disable him, and burst him with the help of a teammate, but they don't have that Omni Knight behind them, they don't have that Winter Wyvern behind them, so they do cover this Clinks with a Void Spirit ban. And even if the lane isn't that great, this is a Toronto Tokyo specialty hero, right? And he does fit into the draft. This Chain Protector pick is a little bit more unusual, but it's another durable hero. does well in lane and obviously provides the living armor on heroes, towers, an extra bit of tankiness. It seems kind of like a replacement Omni Knight, but a much worse one.
We've seen Y play it twice so far this tournament, and he did really well on it against Liquid and Empire.
The key thing there is like defensive, right? And like these heroes, if Shaker and Tree support Joe, they are fully subscribing to just existing within the lanes, right? Like Tree has a lot of kill threat if he has the right core with him, but it's the idea that they're going to defend their towers. They're going to park up and chill. It's a nice development of the series where Spirit, from game 1 to game 2, now 3, they're looking for a little bit more fight, a little bit more presence, whilst PSG, they're slowly shifting away from that themselves, and they're allowing Spirit to play their own game in the hope to then have that counterplay.
And there is the added synergy of Train's ability to hold out lanes and towers for as long as he can, stalling Shaker's link timing, making it easier for LGD to take the fights later. So that's a nice thought. Also, if you take a look at PSG's draft so far, they've got really good team fight in Treant ult and Shaker ult and in Klinx's Barrage, whereas Team Spirit have very, very good lockdown, but are very heavy on single target damage.
Nice Batrider
This
pick.
is a good Batrider game.
Yeah. It's going to be able to run over these heroes. And also, you've got the Bloodseeker, so you're somewhat already soft covered from some potential, Slark style hero, even like a PL to some degree, because again, Bloodseeker is very good against these heroes. The value of Rupture, Spirit really enjoying it in this series nonetheless.
So if Batrider has a good lane, which I really don't think they'll be giving him what are they going to pick for Zhao 8?
Well, the thing is, Zhao 8 has been playing Bat quite a few times this tournament, including one of the games where Ame was playing Klinx.
This is the puck game for Zhao 8. You put the carry Ame,
you can't give this Batrider a good game because take a look at these heroes.
It's late. My bet was on the wrong side in my head.
It's fine.
So, take a look at these heroes on the side of PSG. They have Shaker and Tree on side lanes, and Batrider on the mid lane with the ability to rotate to both of these lanes and kill either hero with ease, given the setup that he has in Lion and the setup that he has in Hoodwink. So under no circumstances can this Batrider be allowed to snowball if PSG are to take this game. So this mid pick is extremely important to you.
But that's why I like Puck, because you push out the lane equally, and the early fights that Spirit want to find, he just TPs in, drops a coil, you have the overgrowth or some grasp, and then you play from there. It just depends if Zhao 8 wants to play this series, because I think the last time he played it was an uncomfortable game where he started well, but then it kind of like petered off. But
that was also credit to Beast Coast.
No,
and it was also in the first series, That's,
I do think they have to pick their mid hero here because it's all the good bat counters are just going to be banned out.
Ooh, okay. They do go for the PL.
So it is a Klinx mid then?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Looks like.
So PL can have a great game this game. It's just a matter of not letting the Batrider snowball and get out of control because he can't take over this game with the heroes that he has on his team. PL, excellent versus Hoodwink, excellent versus Lion, very good versus Bloodseeker, very good versus Batrider. So this is an ideal PL game. And actually, we've been seeing PL as 8th almost every single time PL is picked.
It is one of the most annoying heroes when you have to find answers. I think for Spirit, though, the saving grace to some degree is like, if the bat has a good game and then you have this like kill threat of Hoodwink and Line, maybe if you find the right PL with the Rupture, you lock him like early on before he has, Man to Defusal, Heart, Scardy, he's going to be killable if you get the spells. It's just like, can you get that vision? Can you get through the tree, through the Shaker, through the Klinx, get onto the PL? Like, there's a lot of things that have to go right for Spirit, and it all boils down to Batrider getting that BKB and finding the kill. Because like you mentioned, the PL on 8th, it's one of those picks where you're confident picking it, you get to 3-4 items, you will 1v9 this game.
So Spirit ban out Beastmaster, which makes a lot of sense because they do need that extra lockdown and that hero to play with who can also buff up the Klinx and the PL. Also, the added vision with Tree and Beastmaster together is going to be very good against Batrider and Lion and Hoodwink in particular. So that's a really good ban. I wonder what kind of offlaner we'll see come out of PSG right now because they do need something similar to a Beastmaster that can exert very, very strong lane presence.
And you see PSG, of course, banning out these wave clearing carries because, of course, if PL gets located, then it does give Spirit a more simplified earlier time, and that's what Spirit are looking for. It's farm a couple items and then run at the PL, close out the map, shake, blink. They don't have that early damage. Klinx is still trying to farm. Like, there is a window for Spirit to just own this game because of that Bloodseeker, but then if they don't hit that beat, for sure, it's going to be very difficult. And then you mentioned already the offlane.
I like the Spectre van.
The Spectre? Yep.
Because it covers the clinks for sure, and it has a fine...
And it helps locate the real PL. Like, it does give the scaling as well for Spirit. An offlane... No, sorry, the carry pick for Spirit.
I was thinking of a Juggernaut, but I don't really know how comfortable they are playing. Okay, Troll is much more comfort for a Spirit than something like Juggernaut.
But there's quite a lot of like the support duo of Shaker Tree. They like playing into this hero, right? You can fissure to annoy him, pre-spider legs that is. You can overgrowth him, you can slow him. Like there's a lot of kite. The question is, if Troll locks onto PL, it's a disaster. He's going to root him, he's going to bash him, he's going to clear him out. So yeah, again, Spirit playing for that aggressive timing. Now PSG beat that off lane.
Troll is a very imposing laner if he's paired up with someone who can also kill. So the Lion in this example. So whatever offlaner PSG have to pick here, it can't be something that gets bullied away by Troll, which is quite difficult because Troll is a bit of a bully in the right circumstances.
Let's see what Zhao Eight's played before. Again, more like when you have Shaker.
I can tell you exactly what he played this tournament. I mean, Bat Puck, Doom, Leshrac, Ursa, Pango, Spirit Breaker, Kings. That's it.
Why did I say? Okay, it's so late. I meant Faith Beyond. I know, I meant Faith Beyond. Sorry.
As Night Stalker, Lycan, Axe, DK, Sand King, Undying, Slardar, Underlord, Shaker. Hey, could be playing Shaker.
Ooh, we got a little Venge.
Okay, so there's actually a nice idea with the Venge here, which is
this a core Venge?
No, yeah,
it is.
So
yes,
this is beautiful.
So hear me out. There's a nice idea with the Venge here in that we've talked about Spirit's draft, and it's very heavily single target.
Exactly.
So Venge can just swap out a hero, and with the Axe build that people are doing, she'll swap out the single target they go on, save them, die, and then just fight again, live to see another day. Also, with the buffs to Vengeful Spirit, she can actually make the hero she swaps that much tankier. And just like look at all the single target. What other hero can counter it this much? The only concern I have for Vengeful Spirit is just how squishy she is in the early stages of the game.
And that is somewhat cushioned by the Shaker. And here naturally, you double Fisher, keep the wave back. You then, you block the camp. The lane should be good for Venge. And then, of course, like you mentioned, you have the tree for the living armor. You play from that. But this is an exciting Venge pick.
But also kill potential on that lane with Vengeful Spirit is insane. She kills very strongly. I
think with Shaker, I doubt. I think it's going to be this is going to exist. But the main thing is that damage reduction.
You're underestimating it.
No, I don't. Like, if Shaker Venge start killing the hoodwink Troll, Spirit are not winning the game.
I like this disagreement.
Hoodwink, sure, but I mean, like the Troll's going to just giggle with return kills. But anyways,
I mean, you can argue about it all you want. I just would like to see this game played out, and I'm going to get that right now together with Tap and Send.
That's right. We're going late today. It's going to be another 3 series here between LGD and Team Spirit, and this is a little bit of a combination of the last 2 games we've had, Cap. I think, Team Spirit are bringing in some of their good heroes from the last series with the Lion, or last game rather, with the Lion Bloodseeker, and you're seeing LGD again going back to their Clinks plus second carry, so to speak. What do you think here?
I'll burn your body to ashes.
That was lame.
Xingqiu is dead. Xingqiu is so dead.
30 seconds.
First blood! Gotta be quick when I'm around.
Seconds to battle.
Got ya!
Yeah, I feel like Bad Rider should more or less free farm, right? Like, yeah, Clinks can get a couple of denies in the start, but eventually Bad Rider will just start farming with Firefly and maybe even get a Dust and look for a Clinks kill. I think it's very possible until level 6. Clink has to be careful. I know this matchup a little bit better when Bat plays... Wait, hang on. Okay. That was a kill I was not expecting. When Bat plays off lane against Clinks in the safe lane, Bad Rider historically has been really, really good at diving that Clinks in the tower. So in the mid lane, if you can somehow push in the wave as Bat, you could dive Clinks in tower. But like you said, the new Clinks can maybe avoid that happening entirely. So I'm ready to learn here and see how this goes. But, well, one thing he's got going for him is that he already got 5 stick charges from the first blood that they got on Shaker. So he's showing up with a little bit of a benefit there against Toronto, Tokyo, and mid.
That was lame.
He took too many tower hits, simply.
Yeah, still nah.
In the meantime, let's look at a little bit at the other lanes. I think this bottom lane heavily favors Team Spirit. I think Troll Lion is just an absolute beast of a lane. You're playing against Venge Shaker, which is relatively weak. They are going to try to turn onto Miposhka here. They're going to regret that. That's an easy kill for the Troll. Fairy Fire will delay things a bit, but Yatoro's going to grab that one as well. And in the top lane, I think Mira and Collapse are going to hold their own. They did choose to put Hoodwink here instead of the Lion, and I think this makes for a weaker lane. Oh, Zinq died as well. LGD are really hemorrhaging some kills here that is making a great game for Troll. And because of this, Collapse is now strong up top, running down Trian, and the tower might overextend here, Living Armor. Just barely enough. Right. Yeah, I don't think it needs to be outstanding by any means. It just needs to be okay, right? You need to at least get, you know, a decent amount of CS. He has 5 CS minute 3 and he's died twice. That is just not good by any metric. It doesn't even matter what hero you are. That is just terrible. No matter what offlaner you're playing, this is a bad scoreline. So yeah, off to a rough start. He might even be in trouble soon again. You know, Miposhka has chosen to skill up the Hex, and he has 2 mangoes, so he has plenty of mana to work with. Zinq has no freedom in this lane to go and stack Ancients. If he does that, Faith Beyond dies. So they're kind of just stuck down here in a losing lane, and that feels really bad. Harassment again onto Zinq is going to make Collapse stronger up top. I think Team Spirit might be onto something with this Bloodseeker, actually, especially the way they're playing. Definitely getting a lot of value, even pressuring mid too. Look at Collapse, how strong he is. He's just running down Y in the tower. Easy.
Bleed out.
Bounty.
No.
And the problem is, it's hard to see it getting better, right? Who's going to rotate and give this guy a game? Are you going to bring your Clinks down there? Unlikely, at least until level 6. Maybe there's a play then because they have 2 stuns to set up Burning Barrage. But there's also a lot of risk connected with that. You know, Bad Rider can easily make a counter rotation and get a lot of work done bottom. And in either case, when you are fighting down here, there's a guy on the other side of the map who's just licking his lips and ready to kill in the tower, right? So, honestly, this is early, but LGD are in a lot of trouble. Like, you usually don't at 5 minutes feel like a team is just out of it and in an unrecoverable position. And by no means is it like that. It just feels a little bit, at least for the time being, a little bit like a checkmate, where with the way that they have drafted, who plays for who to stabilize this game again? Who do you think? Like, what would you do here?
Try not to.
And I'm thinking from Spirit's perspective, their lineup has so much potential to snowball like crazy, and in a way they're almost going to be their own worst enemies when they can get a little bit too bloodthirsty with Bloodseeker and Batrider to start diving towers. Because LGD does have counterplay potential when they get dove. There's always going to be that fissure from Fog. There's a Treant that can come out of the tree line. You can get swapped under the tower. Klinks gets to barrage. You know, there are tools, but they seem very reliant on Spirit making the move, and that gives them all of the initiative in the game for at least the foreseeable next 10 minutes before PL has a Diffusal, Klinks has a Maelstrom, and Venge has a Wraith Band so that she can do something. Because there's not many moving pieces right now for Faith Beyond. I'll be honest, he has about the same net worth as the enemy position 4 minute 5. 10 CS, level 3, and 3 deaths. It's ugly. But sometimes all it takes is one good fight. And if LGD somehow find themselves in a position where that can happen, recovery is definitely within reach, but it's going to be difficult already. Oh, Zinq did what you said.
In the stringer.
A tree falls.
Yeah, I'm actually not sure if that was the right choice, because he gave Collapse so much time to get all his stuff off and line up his spells and just let Mira hit. So they end up trading. They trade Collapse for, albeit a Treant. Like, it's not that bad. You obviously get the kill, but you were 3v2, you trade kills. That's still not a great feeling when you know what price you're paying on the opposite side of the map. Faith Beyond, he used to salve. He's immediately being forced out again. Like, absolutely no space given to this guy. And why was on the way to bottom? He was like, nah, whatever. Hopeless. I'm back top. He walked half a lane and then TP top and spent a good chunk of mana on that to at least play the lane where they feel like they have a chance here.
Money changes hands.
You're a lost cause, buddy. Good luck. Oh, he's going top 2. Quad lane.
Stink one.
Even the grasses deserve to eat.
You bet your ass Mira wasn't expecting that gank. He got quad lane minute 6. Somebody's got to pick up the scraps bottom. I don't think you want to leave this lane empty against the troll. You do have a Klinks who could potentially at least push it out with Burning Barrage and then leave the mid lane to Shaker. I actually really like this solution from LGD. It shows, you know, they're identifying what the problem is. They're looking for whatever solution they can find. And sometimes in games you find yourself in a rough spot and you need to think outside the box. And And actually, honestly, looking at it, I think this is the best possible move on the map with the lanes that they've had. So it might look funny and you might be like, what the hell, they're going as 4, but this was really good, what they managed to accomplish with this move.
Ever seen someone bleed out in a net? No. Let's get started.
Let the earth
Haste
me.
A message from on high.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is
Toronto Tokyo popping the haste after the 2 kills. He's like, oh, I had this. Gonna use it to farm a bit of jungle with the extra mana from his bottle. And reckon he's either... Okay, I'm actually surprised if they don't give him farm priority on this. He's pretty close on travels, but they're gonna let Collapse take it so that he can move down and contest top rune. Unfortunately for him, it's not spawning there.
Guess what?
Oh, good spell combo from Mira. Oh, this...
All mine.
You're a tree hugger.
I'm not much of a carry player. Oh.
I will have my revenge.
Oh, that's going to cost them. Maybe not, actually. He doesn't have enough mana on Toronto Tokyo to make that chase. But yeah, I'm not much of a carry play cap, but I think if you're Troll, you're really happy right now. You've played 1-on-0 for like 2 minutes. You get to push out the wave, hit the tower, farm hard camp, do it again and again and again. And he's going to clean this up before minute 9. Nicely timed here. It's going to spawn once more. And he can just do it one more time while the wave's in power and then go over and connect. So there is literally no way Troll is not going to be way ahead of PL in this game with these conditions. PL is being forced into the jungle on level 6. Troll is farming jungle and lane on level 8.5.
I underestimated you. Look at you.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Blood runs cold.
You are no match for me.
Right. And that Rupture actually didn't hurt him that much because of the new change to Nether Swap. So he took 30% damage reduction when he cast Swap. And that should proc before any damage from Rupture. So only took 70% of that travel damage. And looked relatively healthy doing it. You know, I've got to point out just how impressive it is what LGD are doing here, because these conditions are really... Oh man, he's actually dead. Nice kill from Mira on that setup, and it actually goes to collapse. That was very, very nicely done. But yeah, again, LGD's pieces that are moving around here. This is struggle city. They need to do so much legwork to even make this game competitive. They're doing the right things right now, and eventually they're going to get to some sort of key items, right? Shaker close to level 6 here, halfway to Blink, minute 10, might see it around minute 15 to 17. Let's see a nice ult there. Gonna stick and then get caught by the Blood Ray. Oh. That is true. It's tied to the Vengeance aura. Also breaks, obviously, Juxtapose if he gets it on the right PL, I would assume.
I have failed.
All right, why? You don't get to live here. And they're going to Living Armor the tower, but it is going to fall. So Team Spirit ramping up the pace. And finally, for the first time in 11 minutes, Yatoro is exploring the world. He's like, I wonder what's out there. Oh, another lane. So he's just going to play in this lane now instead. And I like this rotation. Yeah, wait, what? I don't know if this is just a Danish children's story, but it's about someone who wakes up and they're completely alone in the world, and they just get to eat all the sweets and everything, and then eventually they get lonely because there's no one else there. So hopefully Yatoro eventually finds his teammates. But so far, he's kind of playing single player and just eating all the sweets right now, honestly. Just gonna keep going here.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Battle Fury coming up.
Double damage!
illusion.
Oh, maybe he does. Is he gonna get in range? Oh, well.
My hands are tied.
Dire's middle tower
convenient.
is under attack.
Did you know Shaker has a spell that jumps him 300 range? Nope, it's not the Aghanim. No. Oh, I see. Very fitting. Also, the sound effect probably only fits on that hero, let's be honest. So, and it's arguable that the original persona doesn't fit on him at all either. So maybe it just doesn't fit in general. But, you know. Yeah. Well, couldn't he just turn them into a different treads then? I don't know. I think he just messed up. I think he just messed up. There's not always a good reason. Sometimes people just make mistakes. That was a mistake. But yeah, you know what? Faith Beyond is actually kind of having a game. Like, it's still not great, but he has half of an axe, and he's only 1,000 net worth behind the mid-bat. So, I know I'm saying it a lot, but like, considering what a laning stage he had, some players are just totally doomed with this start, and he is holding on to whatever plays have been available. I'm still very impressed with that, and LGD are going to make this game competitive. We're painting this picture that they're getting dwarfed by Team Spirit, but the fact of the matter is, it's only really the troll that's far ahead at this point. The rest of the game is very much in range for LGD. As PL, Amit, gonna find Mirabot together with Y.
Well, that plan's munted.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Over for you.
Hard landing.
Atos.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I guess good is subjective. I just, Faith Beyond, but he was obviously trying to save the Clinks, so I think no matter how you place that fissure, it looks like grief, but I don't really think there was a way out of that, so, you know, that's what it is. Shaker, 15-minute blink. Out of this. Interesting choice from Zinq, by the way. We don't see Shakers do that all that often. He's maxed out Fissure, and I think he's done it because they've identified in these plays that every inch and every little bit of damage and stun matters. Usually Shakers will go for something like a 2-1-4 because it makes the Aftershock so much more valuable when you pick up this Blink Dagger and go for the combos. The problem is, some of these kills might have not existed with a level 1 Fissure or level 2, so he's really just committed into this way of thinking of setting up his teammates. I actually really love it this game.
You go this way,
out of him.
I'll go that way.
Very true. Yep. Yep.
Oh, did I get you?
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And it's, yeah, exactly. Not just that. It's also how it enables Clinks. PSG LGD have run this strategy earlier this tournament with the Venjar together with Clinks. It was nasty when played by Ame in that game.
Attack.
All right.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I'll let you go now.
They had a good ward
Dire's
to enable that finger, and it is being pinged out here by the Dire. Obviously, is what gives a vision onto Shaker
Radiant's bottom
to find that finger. He was making sure to stay out of the range of the vision from Thirst, but still got caught. I don't know if he was blood raged online there. I feel like that finger did a lot of damage, but Shaker might have been just low enough. 480, that's just a normal finger. All right.
It's more for fun.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
You wound my
It's like it's being
blood on
distracted.
your hands. Not stand
I
against
give the
this.
gift of death.
This item is so good on Shaker. It was like when you were
Dire's
asking me
middle
who do you think
tower
this
is under
item is
attack.
best on, I was trying to think of a better hero than Shaker, and I couldn't come up with one. It's just so good. Like, obviously he has the Blink Dagger now, but he actually did have it on cooldown from blinking earlier to get in position for the fissure. But the Tumbler's Toy allows him to get in range for the Echo there. With that little bit of a jump, got in and got a 2-man Echo combo. Yeah, 200. Amazing. This item is made for this hero. You're going to see it here. So Blink is on cooldown here because he went for that fissure to lock off these two heroes. And there's the Overgrowth. And you're going to see him sneak by in the bottom here. And just before the snap of this Blood Right comes a little hop. And without that, the Treant is toast. So they get that. Okay, so now I'm looking from Team Spirit's perspective. Yatoro is starting to reach critical mass. He's got Battle Fury as well as Sanjin Yasha. So very, very strong right now. You should probably start playing around him. A good swap into the fissure.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
He has Axe.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Lie down. Have a cookie.
Yep. And Venge is such a good bodyguard for this in this illusion form.
Radiant's middle tower is
Just
under
keep
attack.
spamming out the wave. There's no risk
Radiant
involved. If you get
structures are
killed, it's whatever. And when you're about to respawn, such as now, you just get into a safe position and come back to the game.
You deserve a better death.
It's time for your cremation.
They do not quite take the mid tower for either team. Both of these towers are very low, but as you said, Treant Protector able to heal it. I'm not sure what Y is waiting for. I think you just spam heal this mid tower right now. It's way too important. Maybe eyeing an opportunity to make a play soon and wanting to have it in that. I was going to say maybe he forgot the ability, but that's very unlikely. About as unlikely as something that happened in Game of Thrones where someone kind of just forgot about something. So, you know, you got to be big. Oh, there it goes. All right. He's going to armor it now. As the siege wave is approaching here, the siege creep is potentially... Oh, it's hitting a ward, so it doesn't even get to hit the tower here. A little bit of a fortunate situation, really, for LGD that the sentry ward is spotting an obs that they can't go and contest, and it's just stunning the siege creep for 10 seconds, essentially, as they're trying to get their own mid-tier 1. Need a couple more hits from the illusions. I think collapse. Yeah, just get rid of it. It's going to fall anyway. You don't have a Treant. Yeah. Trolls BKB. Is that the timing? Is that what you're waiting for?
Money changes hands.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant are scanning.
The lion's heart. Mere coin.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And we haven't talked much about Amis PL, but he's honestly just having the time of his life. it's kind of mirroring what Troll had for the first 10 minutes. That's been PL for the last 10. He got Defusal minute 14, has not faced any contention whatsoever. He's just keeping on farming. And you see Troll is not pulling ahead by anymore. He has this fast battle fury, but usually what happens in this game state is that the Troll's graph starts being a little bit more exponential, whereas the PL stays a little bit more linear, but they're both following the same curve. So this 1500 gold advantage Troll had in the early game, it's still the same. So you're not really building an advantage with your farm up item that you chose to go for in this battle fury, and that is concerning. I think late game PL is king in this draft, and he has an insane supporting cast. Overgrowth, Echo Slam, and let's not forget Nether Swap with the change that gives it the damage reduction. Really, really strong in this game. So I feel like LGD are getting in a position where, honestly, for the first time, we can truly say they're actually ahead.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire are scanning.
Yeah. And I love in game states like this, I love sometimes doing this. So I'm going to quiz you. Don't look at the win expectancy. What do you think it is? What does your gut tell you right now? All right. Have a look. Gaben has been watching some late game PL in a good game and some Clinks this patch. So he has his mind made up. I will never trust this graph blindly, but I do think it's always food for thought when a 2k gold lead constitutes a 90% win probability. It says something about the strategies and what is expected out of the game in a state like this. I think Team Spirit have to start doing something. This is a good move. Get the Roche, start putting more pressure. You were so good early on, and LGD stifled your moves, and they are just starting to pull way ahead of you now. This is a key moment. If LGD win this game, win this fight and take Roche, they are primed to take the game. You have to take this one.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Thank you so much.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
LGD, it's just a matter of time before they consider a smoke move here. Obviously, like you said, if Venge doesn't get broken, she is so powerful in a situation like this. You Wave of Terror, you swap in anyone you want, you start killing them with your team, you get killed, whatever. Second round of spells, swap the next guy, you know, and the damage mitigation. He's going to go for it. It's the stun.
Not my fault they don't die.
They broke him. Oh.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
No!
Oh, well, guess I'll just burn to death then. Well, he's still in the fight. He still has his full presence with his spells here and the aura. Toronto Tokyo could find a pick here.
Radiant are scanning.
I don't need my last.
More fun this way.
And that's really something about this LGD lineup that's beautiful. The reach, right? You have the swap, the vent, Wave of Terror, Fissure, Barrage, Nature's Grasp, everything. Spirit Lance. All 5 heroes can hit from like 1,000 range.
For some rope work.
Well, are they going to break him?
I know vengeful chicks rule.
Sinkhole.
Bad intel. Hey, I'm easily distracted.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Yeah, they're definitely going to try for it here. with 2 heroes down the other side. But I mean, again, Venge is like a pseudo hero still, right? She's just going to keep poking. It's so low risk. Even if you respawn, if they, let's say they play it perfectly and let you respawn, is that even good? Like, then you have 2 lives again if they don't break you. You have to be so cautious. And here is Faith Beyond back to his former self. Honestly, a truly incredible comeback story for him this game. It looked awful. And he is now, honestly, in many ways, the highest impact hero in the game with what he's doing. His zone control of that Roche pit, the swaps that are leading to kills. Yeah, Team Spirit get a kill on the Shaker and Venge there. It cost them 2 buybacks, and they don't progress in the game. There was nothing happening there that was good. They even used a BKB charge on the Troll. So, like, no real benefits. There's no win here for them. It's flatlined. Yep. It's not getting easier. It is not getting easier than this. Except 10 minutes ago. Then it was easier than this. But that's past tense, and you gotta look at the future here. It's gonna be a swap here.
Now you gotta work for it.
Blood on your hands.
To hell! Double kill.
Thank you so much.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
They are in major trouble. Ame surviving there is huge. He gets full healed with the heart, has an Aegis, almost has the Aether Lens now to be even more annoying, have more reach, like we talked about with the Shard. And yeah, you know, in this situation, Mira has a choice to make, right? Does he commit on the PL kill, which is high risk, high reward? Or does he take the guaranteed Venge kill, which will not respawn because he kills it with Break? And he went for the big one, and he was just 300 damage short, immediate coverage from Xingqiu, who also picked up the Shard, by the way, so has that extra bit of a stun with that fissure and lower cooldown. It's a great Shard still. It got nerfed. You remember the old one? It was pretty damn broken. And got nerfed to half on the Aftershock, but you still have that 2-second CDR on fissure, and even half effect is still pretty damn good. Y is probably dead here. If they no lasso, he's still dead. Swap damage mitigation. He's flame broken forever. He's gonna die, right? Surely. Yeah, he's dead. No?
It's not
it's
even
fine.
my birthday.
All right.
I guess it could be.
It will take more than that.
Xingqiu's waiting for Echo here.
Hey, how you going?
Mega kill.
Ooh, got a bad case of lane rash.
Great stuff from Spirit. That's huge. They didn't use the Aegis for anything. And Venge not being there is really the key difference maker. A swap there, 100% PL stays alive, even on the first life. But they took advantage of that, and they even find him mid. They're just going to keep rolling. Hex the illusion. Try to pull it off. Xiao it. Good damage.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, it's fine.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
It's super valuable against Treant, right? It gives you a free dispel for the overgrowth. It was either that or Manta, I suppose. Is there anything else he's looking to dispel though than just roots? The Gleipnir from Clinks. You can dispel Diffusal. It's pretty good, I think. That is only on allies, right? Yeah. So Oh, I see what you mean. That is a good question. I don't know if that's dispellable, actually. But that's when you just mouse over the ability and it'll definitely tell you. very consistent. I don't know if this is dispellable. I'm assuming it would be. It would just make sense because on average more dispels are dispellable than not, so the odds are in my favor. So I'm gonna say it's dispellable. Yeah. If you don't know, play the odds. It's generally the way to go.
Dire are scanning.
Yeah. That's the primary difference between us. Smoke?
Get a bit caught up there?
Oh, break. Oh, he still gets the illusion.
Death to all betrayers.
What? Oh. Yeah, I'm sure you're right, because I remember this as well when being broken by Venge, you don't... Okay, that's a dead collapse. That is so important for the game, actually, that they can't break this out. I'm so sure you're right on this, Cap. Like, if you were broken as Venge and you died, you didn't get the illusion, but this must have been changed and we forgot, or never saw it. But there, the break is 100% in place, it gets fingered, and there immediately the illusion comes back out. So, all right, that means that a play we've been theory crafting for Team Spirit all game doesn't even exist. And maybe they knew it. So then they didn't go for it for that reason.
Is under attack.
Want to see what we do for fun around here?
Swap into fissure.
Crest and burned.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yes!
Yeah. Oh, I killed Collapse with that.
Longer than that.
Monster kill.
The last of the illusion.
It's more for fun than exploring.
Double. Hell's gates swing wide. Double kill.
Oh, let's go, Chase!
Triple kill.
Oh, that's a cracker.
Literally
okay?
the last arrow from that shard from Skeleton Walk gets the kill. The last shot. I don't think Ame could have connected there. I think the distance was too far. Maybe since he has the 300 Phantom Rush talent, perhaps he could have gotten range, but damn. That looked really good for Team Spirit. Totally understand why they pursue and chase that down, and it was really, really narrow. If they had the detection early on Xiao 8, like you pointed out, maybe Yatoro could have stuck on him and they got that kill. But instead, he gets to reset, get the distance, and then the PL sets up for Clinks, forces the troll onto himself. And look at Ame, by the way, buying the E-Blade. Just wants protection against the troll. However, like you said, it can be dispelled, but if he times it well, it's at least a couple of seconds of value.
Radiant are scanning.
You're going to see the skeletons here.
Is under attack.
All wrapped up for takeaway.
Radiant structures are
The last one.
Dire structures.
The very, very last one. And there's no buyback on this troll, so
is under attack.
massive structural damage being done here by LGD. One lane of barracks claimed here for sure. Faith Beyond looking for more.
Radiant's bottom barracks has fallen.
Gold for my armor.
Yeah.
Invisibility.
Smoked up. It's go time. There's no Aegis in play right now, but they don't really need it.
Radiant's top
They could have waited, though. He will respawn in actually 40 seconds, and LGD do have control of the area. They're going to maybe find a swap. There it is. Instant fissure. Oh, nice.
By my horns, my rage will bring me back.
Bloody good on you.
Double kill.
LGD's lineup is just so strong at this point in the game. I love the way they set these fissure swaps up, by the way, with Avenge having other lanes as pointed out here, so extra range. But Xingqiu is obviously mid-fissure animation when the swap comes in. The Bad Rider has no time to react to BKB there and does get stunned. Yeah, he survives, but he has no fight. He got bullied out on 20% HP, has to full reset, and the rest of that fight is just easy. Honestly, good job from Spirit to get the return kill on Venge with their Hoodwink and Lion ulti combination, so they at least find that. But the writing on the wall here, Roche number 2, 100% going the way of PSG LGD. And I reckon you're going to give the shard to...
Roshan has fallen.
Is it actually only Shaker missing? Venge, maybe? The one on Venge is actually pretty nice. Yeah.
Radiant's
it is
middle
good.
tower is under attack.
They gave it to Trian. He's gonna have the Nature's Guys, also strong, of course.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Like the shop runs dry. Bend you down. Lasso it. My sick. Back. That's what you get.
Mass.
Oh my god.
I'll join you in demo. Can't be happening.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's middle barracks are under attack. PSG LGD.
Okay, can we...
Victory.
Can we please have a replay of that last fight? I really want to see this. Okay, that is the theory crafting of the new Venge in action. That swap on the Clinks, it moved him like 300 range. But Xiaowei took half damage for 3 seconds. He gets a Death Pact off on one of his own skeletons. And effectively, he just stayed alive another 5 seconds in that fight. It made Team Spirit full commit into to find the kill, sets up the Echo, and that ends the game. Just honestly, this lineup from LGD, imagine a world where they don't lose their lanes with this strategy, just how potent it is. They're onto something with this core Venge. If it can do this from that bad of a start, imagine if it's not terrible, right? That is... Wow, that was inspiring. And honestly, an exceptionally well-played game by LGD, and really showcasing how when you're struggling in your lanes, you need to break them up and find something else to do. And boy, did they do that. Team Spirit, they came off so hot in this game, but eventually they get outclassed. That was something to behold.
Indeed, they do, and they look scary. Standing or not, this team is one to be reckoned with. We're going to break.